Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your SuperChats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Bad blood renewed between the Jets and the Patriots. Do the Jets have any chance tomorrow night? We'll talk about that and much more with Jeff Parles. It's the Jake Asman Show on game day eve. Let's hit it and get it started.
We building something, and it's not always going to be pretty. Who want to fly with the Jets?
A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. I hope everyone's having a great Wednesday. Short week for the Jets. It's game day eve. And before we bring on today's guest, I want to talk about a guest I already spoke to earlier today. The great Wayne Corbett joined me for a conversation that you will be able to watch, listen to first thing tomorrow. But if you're a channel member, if you're a Patreon member, you could watch or listen to the full thing right now. Big thanks to Mr. Third Down, Wayne Corbett, for coming on the show. It was an awesome conversation with one of the all-time greats. With that said, let's talk some Jets with our guy out in the desert, Jeff Parles. Jeff, the Jets are on a winning streak. How we feeling?
Got any more Ohio teams? Play the Zips, play the Golden Flashes who played each other last night. Hey, look, it was a weird game on Sunday, wasn't it? It was a weird one.
Well, it's funny, right?
Yeah, really
the
weird
Jets,
game.
They're on the opposite side of like that stat that was going around, like Browns, the first team to lose when allowing this little yards. Like the Jets are usually always on the other end of these crazy stats. We actually got the benefit from being on the right side for once.
Yeah, look, and credit the special teams, which since week 4, the special teams have been great. And it's a shame because the special teams probably cost them week 1 and very possibly week 4 as well. But special teams has been great, and Chris Banjo has been every bit as good, replacing a guy in Brand Boyer, who I really did like as the Jets special teams coordinator over the past few years. So, look, it was a nice win, and now you get a nice little level up in competition, going from a team that I think is one of the weaker teams in the NFL to a team that I think is one of the best teams in the NFL.
We're presented by FanDuel Sportsbook, Jeff. Your latest look at the line for this game tomorrow night. It keeps moving up. It is now up to 12.5. Let me ask it to you like this. What would the spread need to be for you to think, hey, you're actually getting good value at this point, betting the Jets getting the points?
I mean, if you to get to 13, it's a take. But that seems like, look, New England is on a 7-game winning streak. Drake May is the MVP favorite at some books right now. Mike Vrabel is the coach of the year favorite at basically every book. But 13 on a short week in a divisional game feels like a ton, Jake. Again, I'm not saying the Jets are realistically going to win this game. I'm not saying I'm not saying they're even going to cover 12.5. But at 13, it's a take, Jake. It's just a number take at that point. And obviously, it looks like Garrett Wilson is going to be out, even though we got to ask Rich Cimini about that, Jake. So there we go. Look at that.
I'm asking Rich. Coach Cimini.
That's good. But, in the end here, it's still a divisional game. It's a Patriot team that has lost at home to the Raiders this year, and the Raiders are not a good football team. So, look, it's the NFL, Jake. Crazy stuff happens every single week. I mean, Davis Mills led a 20-point comeback in the fourth quarter on Sunday. Like, weird stuff happens in this league all the time, Jake.
The injury report that you just referenced, they've already ruled Garrett Wilson and AZ Thomas out, so no surprise there. Here's the full report, though, Jeff. New England is banged up. They got a ton of guys on the injury report, but they haven't ruled out a ton of these guys. Most of these guys are going to play. If you look here, does anything stand out to you? I guess not seeing Ramondre Stevenson, who's going to be out with that toe injury. That's to me somewhat notable, but for the most part here, I think New England has their guys they need to be able to win this game comfortably.
Well, I was going to say Stevenson being out actually is a good thing for New England. It forces them to play Travion more, who had a huge game last week against the Buccaneers. Yeah, I mean, look, you figured AZ wasn't going to play as well. I mean, it was good to see him actually get off the field under his own power after taking that friendly fire shot from Sherwood on Sunday. Not much surprises me here. Kayshon Boutte not playing is a big deal on the New England end, even though Kyle Williams had a 78-yard touchdown on Sunday. So, look, this is a really good New England team. I thought that everyone was full of it going into the year that, this team's going to improve. There's teams that can win. This is a team that can make the playoffs, win 9-10 games. I mean, Jake, they have such a joke of a schedule the rest of the way. The New England Patriots should be looked at the favorite to get the number 1 seed in the AFC, which is completely absurd, but their schedule is weak. They are already 8-2. They've won their close games, except for that week 3 disaster against Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. But the Jets have their work cut out for them on this game on Thursday. Can they stay in it? Yeah, sure. They could lose this game by 3 or a touchdown. But with the way that this offense looks right now, if you're Vrabel, it's very simple. If you're that defensive staff, what is it, Jake? Don't let number 20 beat you, because no one else on this offense is capable of beating you at this current point. I like Mason Taylor, but Justin Fields can't complete a pass that's more than basically a yard down the field at this point. It's just so hard to ask this defense to slow down a New England offense that Drake May is the favorite to win the MVP at some books. He's the second favorite at the books that he's not the favorite at. Like, it's a really hard task without Garrett Wilson playing. And again, short weekend, you're traveling in a New England team that has a coaching advantage, to put it very politely.
Do you think they should start Tyrod Taylor? Because I'm at a point now, Jeff, where in half of Justin Fields' games, 8 starts and 4 of them, he's had less than 60 passing yards. I can't evaluate what I have with my offensive skill players, most notably the guys they've added in Mechie and Mitchell, who will probably make his Jet debut tomorrow night, seeing what we have in Arian Smith, watching Mason Taylor continue to develop. Like, I can't get a feel for my team if I have a quarterback who, to quote the owner, can't complete a pass. Would you, even on a short week, start Tyrod in this game tomorrow night?
No, I wouldn't. Because if you're going to have any shot of staying in this game, Fields' legs are probably going to have to play a role.
He doesn't use them, though. That's the thing.
I know, but again, that's part of the issue with this whole thing. And thankfully, finally threw that interception with last week against Cleveland, so we don't have to hear that nonsense anymore. Jake, I get what you're saying, especially when right now, like, Aaron Smith's a rookie. A.D. Mitchell is going to be on this team next year. Mechie, we talked about it when the Michael Carter trade was made that, look, we kind of want to see what John Mechie is, but you're right. If you have someone that can't really throw him the ball, it doesn't really help. I don't know. We know what Tyrod is. We know he's better than Fields throwing the ball, but I'm going to throw another totally wacko thing at you here, Jake. And if you want to say I'm a total lunatic for this, feel free. I don't know how much I get from your argument. It makes sense to see Tyrod again, but don't the Jets have to figure out if Brady Cook is a potential backup in this league at some point? Don't they have to figure that out as well? And I'm not saying start Brady Cook on a short week. I'm definitely not. I want to make that clear. I'm not saying Brady Cook should play at all tomorrow night, but as we get to December here, and look, Jake, this team is not winning 10 straight games. Like, it's like, this is more on 2026 and beyond. But don't you have to see Brady Cook at some point this year if you're the Jets? And even if he is absolutely dreadful, it's like, all right, well, we know he's dreadful then. Like, we know he can't play at the NFL level. And He's just a practice squad guy who will hang around on our practice squad for knowing the offense, and hopefully he never has to play. But you
Jeff,
need to me, of all the things, like, we know Justin Fields is probably going to be on this roster next year because of the contract. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. I would be stunned if Tyrod actually is even in the league next year. In all honesty, I think this is going to be it for Tyrod. At some point in December, you got to play Brady Cook, even if it's a game. Like, even if it's one game, just play him and see what you have to see. Okay, he can be a backup quarterback for Fernando Mendoza or whoever else the Jets may draft at the top of the 2026 draft.
So I don't think you're crazy at all. And I look at the schedule, right? I think the best time to do something like that would be starting with the Atlanta game on November 30th. You're at home, and it's a winnable game against a Falcons team that's very up and down. Then Miami is certainly winnable the week after. I'm with you. Like, if you are going to move on from Fields, it should be Tyrod till he inevitably gets hurt, and then give Brady Cook a chance. Why not? Unless he's just so bad in practice, they feel like they can't put him out there. But if that's the case, just play Tyrod Taylor. Because, again, in half of Justin Fields' starts this year, it's unplayable football. Half of his games, he's had under 60 yards passing. Jeff, they won a game Sunday where he completed 2 passes in front of the line of scrimmage. You take out the Breece Hall screen that went 40-something yards, he would have had 12 yards passing. Like, it's insane. So I get it. He's had moments where he's looked great. The Bengals game against the worst defense ever, the outlier week 1 performance against the Steelers. But come on, man. I need to have someone that Tanner Engstrand can at least call plays for and not have to, like, basically tailor the offense where there's handcuffs on the quarterback. Like, it's a major problem when you're trying to evaluate what you have going into next year.
And again, I get what you're saying, Jake, but on the short week, I'm cool with Fields playing this week. Like, it's fine. It's fine.
The leash needs to be short, though.
Sure. If
you're in the game at halftime,
if you're down 10-3 at halftime and the offense has 33 yards total, which is very much in play this week, Jake, then sure, then you can put Tyrod in. I don't have a problem with that. But again, with the way Fields' contract is, Jake, I do think Fields is going to be on this roster next year. He just won't be the starter. So,
well, I think we have a rookie Fields and maybe another vet that they signed, because you got to bring in someone else. You have to.
Well, again, let's see where the Jets are drafting at this point, because one good development from last week, Jake, that I don't think can be understated in the Jets' quest to get a quarterback at the top of the draft. You know who played really well last week? Tyler Shuck. And if the New Orleans Saints are not going to pick a quarterback at the top of the draft, all right, then guess what? Look. All right, Tennessee got Cam Ward. The Giants have Jackson Dart. If the Saints are convinced that Shuck is their guy, the Saints have Shuck. So you're competing with the Jets and the Browns. Like, that's it for the teams that are likely going to be picking at the top of the draft, Jake. Like, that's a pretty good spot to be in, especially when you have draft capital. If you really fall in love with Fernando Mendoza or somebody else, you can trade one of those other 2027 first-round picks. Like, you can do it.
You have a ton of options now.
Yeah,
flexibility.
Like, or multiple twos. Like, you can move up a slot to make sure that you get your guy, whoever it may be, if you happen to fall in love with one of these quarterbacks. Again, I keep saying Mendoza, but that's more than likely the guy that everyone's going to be going after in this upcoming draft.
Yep, Mendoza, Simpson. We'll see if Moore declares. But, yeah, I mean, we're early, but, I mean.
I would be very, very scared of Dante Moore at this point in his career, Jake. I guess it would only be Mendoza or Simpson at this rate. So, and look, I was so wrong on Ty Simpson. I thought Ty Simpson, I thought DeBoer was insane to go into the year with him as their quarterback at Bama. And after week 1, Ty Simpson's been great. And it's not like Bama's played a cupcake schedule. They're playing a freaking ranked team every single week in the SEC at this point.
100%. We'll see how it pans out. We know how this goes. Opinions vary. Guys come out of nowhere. We'll see, but that's what we're looking ahead to. There's no doubt. Now, a lot to talk about still with this game, but it is a game day eve, and we're going to need this guy to have a huge game tomorrow night if the Jets are going to have a chance. So why don't we do this? A signed Jermaine Johnson jersey is the raffle prize today. gift away to enter. And for those who missed the announcement earlier, we now have our 3 set of weekly raffle prizes for next week after we did our weekly raffle yesterday. Here are the top prizes for raffle 49. Signed Darrelle Revis helmet. Signed LaDainian Tomlinson Jets jersey. That's right. First ever LT item we've raffled away. And a signed helmet by a good friend of the show, former Jets All-Pro, C.J. Mosley. So gift away for your chance to win. Ladies and gentlemen, a 20 spot, Jeff, is going to start us off. That's right. Are you kidding me? 20 channel memberships from Janice Jett, who I met in Tampa. Hit it, Fireman Ed. Let's go, baby. Yeah, 20 channel memberships from Janice Jett.
Oh, no.
No, it's
you
alive.
broke Mjolnir. What are we doing?
I'm Thor. I break things and make them whole again. All right, this might be shot, Michael Duramo, but thank you for the gift anyway. I'll plug it back in after. Janice, you're the best. I hope you got your signed Wayne Corbett items that you won in the raffle. Thank you for all your support. Give her a Jet Champ, people. Luppy also in our raffle. The Lup Man delivers with a gifted membership for the community. Thank you very much to the Lup Man. Jeff, I'm going to play you something that Connor Hughes said on his podcast with SNY about the Jets' pursuit for Mike Vrabel. And you tell me if you think there's some bad blood tomorrow night between the Jets and the Patriots following what happened this past offseason. This is Connor Hughes of SNY talking about when the Jets interviewed Mike Vrabel.
Jets interviewed Mike Vrabel, man, and I cannot express how much they loved him and they wanted him. Like he was their 1-1. They wanted Mike Vrabel more than anything else, so much so that I heard that when he was on his way to take the Patriots job, they made a last-second call to say, is there anything we can do to give you this job? Full control, more money. What do you want? What can we do to change your mind? And truthfully, I know this from talking to people close to Vrabel. He did not use the Jets as this toy. He wasn't just playing with them just to have some fun and then shipping them off and completely ignoring them. He was as interested in the Jets as the Jets were interested in him. And if the Patriots job had not opened, I genuinely believe that Mike Vrabel was going to take the Jets job. Like he was going to take the Jets job if the Patriots job did not open. He connected that well with Jaime, connected that well with Woody, connected that well with other members of the Jets brass. Like it truly was a great double interview. Like it really was. The Patriots was just the be-all, end-all. It was basically like, to compare it to a college situation, it was like when you're competing against a guy who has an opportunity to go back and be the head coach of his alma mater. Like, you're just not going to win that. Like, you're not going to win that if it's, when so-and-so wants to go back to Michigan or Ohio State or Penn State and it's their alma mater. You're not going to win out on that. And it was just the New England Patriots job was something that Vrabel was never going to turn down.
Your thoughts on that? Did Vrabel use the Jets? Connor Hughes is saying no, it was genuine. I don't know. A lot of people think that he was just using the Jets to get the Patriots to fire Mayo. Where do you stand? Because I know there's a lot of Jet fans out there that can't stand Mike Vrabel, just adding more fuel to this longtime rivalry between these two teams.
I actually buy what Connor Hughes said. I actually buy it 100%. I really do. And I'm going to use an analogy I used, I think 2-3 weeks ago, Jake. And I don't remember if I used it on this show or if I used it in a different show. And it has to do with the Colorado Rocky job that just got filled inexplicably by Paul DePodesta. Because if you're the dude who fixes the Colorado Rockies and turns them into a perennial winner, you are a genius. If you are the guy who ends up making the Jets after what will likely turn into a 16 or 7, which will likely turn into a 17-year drought in all likelihood when this is all said and done, because I don't think you're getting it next year either. Unless if things really change. You are looked at as right away one of the 3 best coaches in the NFL, maybe even higher than that, Jake. So I don't think what Connor Hughes said is nonsense. I buy it 100%. I think look, it makes total sense knowing Vrabel's success in Tennessee and now what he's doing in New England. Obviously, even Woody couldn't be that out to lunch to realize, hey, this is our guy. This is the best guy who's available. Like, of course, like it makes sense to me, everything he said. And that just begs the question one more time, Jake. And we know the answer to it because It's what Aaron wanted to do. But man, doesn't it make you sick that the Jets went into 2024 with Robert Saleh and that coaching staff as your coaching staff, when Vrabel was just sitting out there unemployed, and you could have had him because Mayo was always going to be the next in command behind Belichick behind in New England. That's really what my thought process was like. Oh my God, they like another one on the brilliance of the 2024 train wreck of not telling Rodgers, hey, we have a chance to hire the best coach in the market. We're going to do it. If you don't want to get, if you don't want to get along with them, that's your problem. Like that was another mistake. And I hate to bring this back to Aaron Rodgers, but man, they could have had it sure sounds like they could have had Mike Vrabel in 2024 if this went as well as it did when the Patriot job was actually available.
2 points off that. Just think how different things could have been if Rodgers doesn't get hurt in 23, but they still underachieve. Maybe they sneak into the playoffs at 9-8, but lose in the wild card round.
Yeah, or if they missed the playoffs, make it easier. Woody would have fired Saleh for sure if they missed the playoffs.
Right. So let's say they missed the playoffs, right? Yeah. Well, then guess what? Who has a great relationship with Mike Vrabel? Aaron Rodgers. So you probably have Mike Vrabel as your coach last year. It all goes back to Rodgers getting hurt. But even to your point of what you were just talking about, because Rodgers got hurt and they gave the mulligan to Saleh and Douglas and Hackett got to stick around. Think about how different it could have been if Woody, who obviously didn't like Saleh to begin with because he fired him only 5 games into last season, just fired him at the end of 2023 and hired Mike Vrabel right then and there.
Yeah, that'd be a good what if. But now we got what we got, and it's and New England, and more so than just Vrabel.
I bet we won't see Mike Vrabel dancing. We got the
you know what? Actually, in all honesty, you gotta actually just keep adding one win to that every single time. And like this is a multi-year thing now, Jake. As long as AG is the coach of this team, like just keep adding the win to that.
I'm hoping we can add 3 by late Thursday night, early Friday.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. But look, in the end here, man, like. That Achilles injury really did kind of turn this into an even longer mess than we already were a part of here, more so than anything. But I'll just say one other thing on the Patriot front. Like the fact that New England got their quarterback too is really actually what pisses me off more than anything. Like
they had a 2-year rebuild.
The fact that like Caleb Williams, like I think Caleb Williams is good. Like, I know everyone loves ragging on him, but I think Caleb Williams is good. And I think long-term, him and Ben Johnson will end up being good. I don't know if Caleb will ever be great, but I think Caleb Williams is good. Jaden Daniels, when he's been healthy, has been a top 10 quarterback. He just hasn't been healthy this year at all. That's why. And the Commanders' defense is awful. And then, of course, how many drafts have 3 quarterbacks that are actually good in it? Like, seriously. And New England gets the 3rd guy, and New England might have the best of all 3 of them. Like, that's how ridiculous this is, where you have Brady for basically 20 years, and now after a few years of Mac Jones and the abyss, now you got a guy who's going to be there for 15 years and is a legit top 10 quarterback.
It's incredibly frustrating.
Just sickening.
Yeah, think about the Patriots for a moment, though, right? So even after Brady left, Belichick did get that team with Mac Jones as a rookie.
Yeah, they made the playoffs.
And then they fell apart, right? So in the span that since the Jets last made the playoffs, obviously Belichick and Brady kept dominating the division. Brady leaves. Belichick gets 1 playoff season. Eventually he bottoms out, gets fired. The Patriots go to Gerard Mayo. He stinks. They fire him after a year. They hire Vrabel, and at 8-2 and their schedule, they very easily could be the 1 seed in the AFC. It's unbelievable.
Jake, I expect them to be the number 1 seed because I think the Bills have kind of shown themselves that there's just something wrong there this year, whatever it may be. The Patriots schedule significantly easier than Indy, and I don't buy the Denver Broncos at all. Jesus Christ, if Aaron Glenn knew how to do math from field goal range, the Jets might have beat the Broncos in London. So for me, like I think New England Patriots are going to be the number 1 seed in the AFC. As sickening as that may sound to everybody, but just look at the remaining schedule. It's a joke. And if they beat Buffalo a second time, they're definitely getting it. But I will say this, just for if you want to find any solace with that, the most likely round one opponent for a 1 seed this year is going to be the Baltimore Ravens. That's not an easy playoff game, my friend.
No, it is not. No, it is not. I'll tell you who I will be rooting for in that game. Spoiler, not the Patriots. That is for sure.
All right, we're
Man.
purple, but I didn't even see we got purple on. There we go. We're perfect.
Oh, man. Hey, Jeff Parles is our guest. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're talking all things Jets, Patriots tomorrow night. Reminder, we're going to have a post-game show. No matter how late the game ends, I will be live for hours after it, breaking it all down. I'm not expecting much, so if the Jets can hang around and be competitive, I certainly would sign for that. Before we talk more about the state of this football team, we got to give a shout-out to Bo.
Bo knows football. Bo knows baseball. Bo knows tennis. Bo knows basketball, too.
Bo knows channel memberships.
5 people know that Bo knows channel memberships. He's in our raffle for 5. Thank you, Bo, as always, for supporting the community. So, Jeff, I don't know if you're aware, but with a win tomorrow night, the New York Jets will be lurking. Think about it. There's the bye team, division leaders, the wild card team, and then there's lurking. I want to lurk, and that needs to be the mantra from Aaron Glenn to his players. Let's lurk. A win, and the Jets are lurking.
Well, I guess technically they are, right? I mean, because Cincinnati will be 3-7 after this week. Again, I was actually thinking about this. I was thinking about this earlier today, just trying to see where we might end up going on this wonderful show. As we always have a plan, Jake, but sometimes those plans get thrown out in 5 minutes. But we know what it is. But I was thinking today, like, boy, you had the Pittsburgh game, I'm not even counting the Tampa game. I think the Tampa game was just the Jets were in that game by like leading that game at the end by accident. So I'm not even counting the Tampa game. But you had the Pittsburgh game, you had the Denver game, and you had the Miami game, and you had Carolina. You had 4 games that were perennially winnable, or the Jets were the better team in, which I would say the Jets are the better team in the Pittsburgh game. And the Miami game only got out of hand because of Jets idiocy more so than anything. If you flip 2 of those right now, you're 4-5 and you're in that lurking category. Again, I'm not saying this is a playoff thing. No, obviously nothing like that. But it just, again, why those first 7 games were so infuriating from AG and why I'm still very tepid on what's going on in the future here. Like, it'd been 1950 since a team had held the team under 200 yards of offense and not committed a turnover and lost the game. That's what the Cleveland Browns did against the Jets this past weekend. I mean, the Bengals have specialized in blowing games late this year over the last 2 years. Let's be honest with ourselves. So, again, there's a lot to be had, and it's a shame because I think these next 2 games are like as bad of matchups as you could possibly draw up for this team, even though, again, Lamar Jackson seems to be hurt again in Baltimore. So who the hell knows at that point, Jake?
Do we have to ask Rich Cimini for injury updates about Lamar Jackson as well?
Oh, my goodness. I love that so much. I mean, look, Cimini looks great with the headset on. Like, he looks like he belongs on the sideline.
He looks tremendous. It's tough to argue with that.
Even though that is a 2010 shade of jet green, though, on the sideline there.
So I don't know if you're aware, but if you use like AI, like ChatGPT or any of the other AI, and you want them to do something with the Jets, it's all the old logo. Like, AI is not caught up to the modern logo the Jets now use.
But I'll give them credit. They got MetLife Stadium absolutely perfect in the background with nobody there.
that was what it was like when I was there for the Carolina game. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, and then the Cleveland. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, the weather was so bad on Sunday. I can't really blame people for not going to that game, right, Jake? Like, I was very well. Granted, I'm 3,000 miles away, but I'm sure after you were done with Mr. T on Sunday, that you were very happy and content to watch the game from a warm place, Jake.
Yes. I turned down a lot of free tickets. I gave away about 20 to listeners. So to everyone who went, I hope you had a good time. Stay dry. Paid homage to the great Nick Mangle, but I am glad I was not there.
Also, pretty good that it was a 74-yard punt return too, right?
That's right. Hey, congrats to Kane, by the way, on winning AFC Special Teams Player of the Week, Kane Wanu.
Can we just find a way to keep that dude healthy?
Put him in bubble
he's
wrap,
awesome.
man. He's so
He's
good.
so good. He just can't stay healthy.
The Jets special teams in general has been great this year. Give credit to Glenn and Banjo. Banjo's been an amazing hire. He's been awesome.
Yeah, no. Look, after the idiocy with the fumbling in week 1 and week 4, the special teams has been excellent.
Yep.
And even mixed in there. Oh, it's kind of funny that folks missed PAT in the end actually cost them overtime in that Steeler game. But what are you going to do? Other than that, legitimately the only kick he's missed all year.
Not wrong. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. We've been referencing why we got to ask AG about injuries. Jeff, I'm going to play you something that I found to be interesting. This was from the Gangs All Here podcast. Jets beat reporter Brian Costello is one of the hosts alongside Ryan Sampson and Frankie V, 2 recurring guests on this show. And this was Kaz's thoughts on Samini Gate.
Going to pass on talking about injuries. Since Rich, he's not here, has all the answers, so you guys can get all the injuries from Rich.
I would love to hear your perspective here, because I know what you said last week when you said it gives us something to write about, Ryan. Like, it makes it interesting. So how are you viewing when Aaron Glenn goes into the press room yesterday and says,
no disrespect to you or Rich, but like, we want to hear it from you, you know, like that.
You guys have been here. You guys have been hearing it from me, but now since we're just reporting stuff, that I haven't said, then maybe you should ask him.
And then you got Garrett Wilson saying, talk to head coach. I can't tell you how long I'm going to be out either. What are we doing here?
Coaches have always tried to control injury information. That's not new. I do think when there's a situation like this, it's a little silly. Like, I don't think there's anyone on earth who expected Garrett to play Thursday. I'm not sure why you're playing that game. Like, right, the guy got hurt. He re-injured a knee on Sunday. You have a game on Thursday. Like, I think it's a losing battle for him, and I think he could have handled it better. If he was upset with Rich, he probably should have spoken to Rich privately and not made it public like that. And again, I want to emphasize this because I see this all the time, that, the beats hurt. I do not care. I don't. Like, if you heard, if the tape was still playing at the end of yesterday, I was laughing.
No, yeah.
Some guys were really upset. I was cracking up because I found the whole thing so amusing. All I care about is give me something to write about. Gave us something to write about. It was interesting. So I do not care. Like, you're asking me about it, so I'm telling you, I don't care. And if he wins game, it does not matter.
Your thoughts on that perspective there, Jeff?
Well, the last part is 100% true. When you win games, you can act as ridiculously at the podium as you want. But again, Aaron Glenn has not won games. Like, he's won 2 games. He's 2-7. Like, you can't act like Bill Belichick at the podium when you haven't won. Like, it's to me, it's stupid. But I just wonder, and someone made this point the other day, and I actually was like, you know what? This is not a terrible point on this idiocy with Glenn in the media, like just putting the onus all on him and all the attention on him. So the players are all basic, or the players are only concentrated on what's ahead of them and everything else. Like, all right, I could see that. But again, Glenn just looks foolish more so than anything. Just stupid. I love everything Kaz said. Like, if you're a media member, like, yeah, all right, I understand being ticked. Like, I get that. But from Kaz's perspective, it's like, well, I just got a complete story out of, like, Garrett Wilson being out for 2 to 4 weeks was kind of expected, and definitely, like Kaz is saying, like, there's no way he was playing on this week. Like, there's no way, especially after re-aggravating the knee that had already had injured in London. But it just, again, for AG, like, I'm annoyed by the nonsense at the podium, but if they were 7-2, I wouldn't care. Like, it's just annoying when you're not winning more so than anything. And as Kaz said at the end, if you win, no one's going to care about this. No one's going to care if you start winning. So start winning. Simple as that.
Yeah. If only it was that easy. My big thing is there's a way he could word it if he wants to be protective for his team. I don't think he needs to do it with the quarterback, for example. I know who my quarterback is, but I'm not telling you guys. Like, you don't need to antagonize. You don't need to go out of your way to do that. You don't need to do ask Rich, because Rich Samini accurately reported that Garrett Wilson's out 3 to 4 weeks. Like, guess what? You think you have a competitive advantage that the Patriots think Garrett Wilson's going to play tomorrow night? They know he's not. They know there's no chance a guy who suffered a knee injury in a Sunday game is going to be out there 3 days later on Thursday Night Football. It's not happening. So I just think, like, the the over-the-top combativeness doesn't do him any favors. He won't get the benefit of the doubt from media and fans if they don't start winning. Like, if they continue to lose and it looks ugly, and let's say they get out to a bad start next year, like Dan Campbell did. Oh, by the way, he started 1-6 in his second year. You think this media is going to be preaching patience to the Jet fan? No, they're going to be out with their pitchforks saying it's time to strike and get rid of him. So, like, Dan Campbell wasn't an a-hole to the media in Detroit. He didn't act like this. So I don't quite understand why Glenn feels like he has to go out of his way to do this.
Yeah, I don't know. It's bizarre. But you know what? That's again, it's guys who have won do this, but he hasn't won. So wait until you win. Like, be a little more humble, Like, that's kind of been the whole thing with me with this team and or this coaching staff, I should say. And look, I can I actually praise the defensive staff for a second. And I know it was Dylan Gabriel, and I know it was a mediocre offense. The fact that you trade away Quinnen Williams and your defensive line plays as well as they did last week, that's a sign of progress, right? Like, what have we been asking for over the last few weeks? We've been asking for signs of progress.
Yep.
And I have look, we bash on them when we bash on them, but I do think, like, when you trade your best defensive lineman and then you put together the best game that you've had all year. And again, I get that
off a bye week too. So Glenn gets credit for that as well. It's off a bye week where they never play well.
When's the last time the Jets won off a bye week too? Like it was and again, the offense is his own entity, but it's really just, honestly, it's really on the quarterback more so than anything. I thought the O-line played great. I mean, Myles Garrett didn't do much of anything in that game. And Brees is, as I said last week, like, even though it's not conventional wisdom to extend a running back, I want them to extend Brees Hall and go fully offense first with this rebuild this go around. So, but yeah, I do have to give the defensive staff a little credit for last week, where, like, I get it's a bad team they beat. I get it's a rookie quarterback who I don't think is any good that they beat, but their defensive line was awesome. They played great last week. Also, Jake, when are they ever going to catch an interceptable ball?
Never.
When is that going to come? Are they ever going to catch an interception again? Like, there were about 4 different times that they should have had picks in that game.
I mean, it has to happen tomorrow if they want to win. Like, the script for them to have a chance tomorrow is kind of similar to the game you were at in London, right? Get a boost from your special teams. They had a great kickoff return from Kane in that game that set up a short field for a field goal. They had a great
turnover that set up a field goal as well.
How about the punt that set up the safety that Michael Clemens led the way with, right? Like, you got, obviously, a boost from special teams, the defense. You just got nothing from Fields. If you're going to win, you need way better quarterback play. That's the most obvious thing. But you need other areas of the team like that to step up, and that's just to probably have a chance to win. I mean, if you actually want to win, then you actually need Justin Fields to resemble a competent quarterback for an entire game.
Yeah. No, we haven't seen that since the second half in Cincinnati. So, but really the fourth quarter in Cincinnati. I look, man, I just don't. I think it's a bad matchup, a really bad matchup on a short week. Like, more so than anything. If this was a longer week, I give them a little bit of a chance. But look, I mean, Atlanta was the better team against New England 2 weeks ago. Like, there's no argument about that. The Falcons were the better team 2 weeks ago, and the Falcons might be the only team who's more infuriating than the Jets at this point. So, which, by the way, Jake, if there's ever going to be a tie in a Jet game, that game against Atlanta in 2 weeks would be it, wouldn't it?
They're the weirdest team in the league, man.
They are 3-6, and I think they have top 10 talent, the Falcons, which means Raheem Morris should 100% be gone at the end of the year.
Maybe they need to fire Raheem Morris and promote Jeff Ulbrich.
There we go. Ulbrich interim 2.0. Let's do it.
He's learned a lot. We'll delegate the play calling responsibilities this time.
Let his son do it. Let his son who called Shador Sanders do it.
Oh, God. I forgot about that. That's unreal. How about this for a bet, by the way, Jeff? So Spencer Green, who's like an Aaron Glenn truther, but a long time. I don't know how long he's been watching, but he's a big supporter of the channel. So even though we disagree on a lot, I do appreciate Spencer. He wrote in, and we made this bet on the first show. If the Jets win tomorrow night, I owe Spencer Jeff $600. If the Jets lose, I owe him $100. I feel like I made a great bet. Now, he gave me $200 to $1,200, and I turned it down because I'd feel bad making him pay $1,200, or I'd feel bad making him pay $200 on this. But your thoughts on this bet? I feel like I got pretty good odds here.
Hold on a second. Can you show me what? Yeah. I mean, it's what? Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Not too bad. Not too bad. I mean, look, you're gonna have to sell a lot of T-shirts to pay that off, Jake. Right?
I'll just need a lot of super chats on the post-game show tomorrow night, a victorious post-game show, and I don't mind. I don't mind spending $600 tomorrow if it means the Jets win a football game against the team in sports I despise the most.
And it would be and it would be a 3-game winning streak.
That's right.
A 3-game winning streak if they happen to win, and the first win against the non-Ohio team. So Brutus would be in tears at that point, Jake.
Jeff,
well, actually, hold on a second. Where did Mike Vrabel go to school?
The Ohio State.
See, there you go. There's your Ohio connection right there.
There was a stat that I saw. I'm trying to see if I bookmarked it so I could pull it up. It's from Michael Nadia. He dug this up. The Jets' last road win versus a team that finished with 10+ wins was in 2020 at the Rams, right? But there were no fans in that infamous game in Jet history, right? So I kept digging. Next is 2019 at the Buffalo Bills. But if you remember, Buffalo didn't play Josh Allen or their starters. They rested them. Yep. Okay. So you have to go all the way back to the regular season Jets win in 2010 at Pittsburgh when Sanchez in that game had the naked bootleg touchdown and Brad Smith had a kickoff return touchdown to start. For the last time the Jets won a road game versus a team that finished with 10+ wins that actually had fans in the stands and actually played their starters
because of what happened a month later. So, like, oh my God. By the way, that sequence, that 2010 sequence, legitimately within 5 seconds of each other, Jake, was the Deshaun Jackson punt return against the Giants in that ridiculous comeback and Brad Smith's opening kickoff for a touchdown in Pittsburgh. It was as good of a 5-second stretch in football history as you're ever going to have, Jake.
Oh, you're right. I remember watching that at my my aunt and uncle's house where I watched a lot of those games that year. Here's the stat on the screen for everyone, courtesy of Michael Nadia.
I mean, that's just, if there was ever a stat to encapsulate what has been the last 15 years of Jet football, that's it. That's it right there, right?
It's unbelievable.
And that was Buffalo. And even if Allen played in that game, that was like pre-Josh Allen being Josh Allen anyway.
Yeah, that was the first year they made the playoffs with him. He was in his second year. He was starting to look good, but he wasn't the Josh Allen he is now.
And that whole freaking thing would have been totally different if the Jets had any kicker but Vedvik in week 1.
It's unbelievable. I just hope they show up tomorrow, Jeff, because as much as we want to be excited about the potential improvement during this 2-game winning streak against the Ohio teams, they get killed tomorrow night. What did they really do? They beat a bad Browns team and a Bengals team that stinks on defense.
Jake, these next 2 weeks are like, and I'm not saying the Jets have to go win in New England and win in Baltimore. Like, be competitive against top flight team. Like, and again, I don't think Baltimore is anywhere near as good as, like, even Lamar back. I don't think you're anywhere near as good as what people thought they were going to be going in the year. But you know what? That's a great home field, and you're playing a top flight quarterback in that game. Like, be competitive in this game and then next week in Baltimore. I don't care if you lose both. Like, just continue to show improvement. Like last week we finally saw a defensive improvement. We finally also saw an adjustment improvement. And we even in the Cincinnati game, even though the Bengals did score in the second half, like the Jets did adjust on those last 2 drives in a game, like more than they had the whole year on defense. So just continue, even if it's baby steps right now, baby steps, like just show improvement every week down the stretch in November and not just the BS games in December against Miami, even though all of a sudden, like, what the hell was that in Miami last week, Jake? Like, what? What was that? That was the most perplexing result of the year. And also too, like we had on the ESPN Las Vegas show I do a few days a week with Steve Cofield. By the way, Jersey guy Steve Cofield and fellow Jet fan as well out here in Vegas, Jake. We had Nick Bogdanovich on, who is one of the best guys behind the counter ever to do it. One of the best ever to do it. And we asked him about that result in Miami. He said that was one of the most shocking results of the last 10 years in the NFL to him. which is saying something. Like, that is saying something. So, boy, look, we'll see. We'll see. I know I love mentioning that the fact that the Bills got cocked in Miami. I mean, that was hysterically funny on top of being perplexing, Jake.
I enjoyed it. I actually, just so I could win either way, I forget at what point in the game I did this, but I went on FanDuel and I live bet the Bills, and I actually got the Bills getting 1.5 points by the time I did it, because I just never believed Miami was actually going to pull it off. I'm like, Buffalo surely will find a way to win. And it never happened, and I only put $25 on it, so I was thrilled to throw $25 down the drain to watch Buffalo lose to the Dolphins.
Nothing wrong with that, Jake. Nothing wrong with that. Rather it would have been for the Jets, but that's still a pretty funny consolation prize, though.
No doubt. No doubt about it. He's Jeff Parles. I'm Jake Asman. We'll do some calls and super chats shortly here. Let me get to a couple of them. First, I don't know if I shouted out Mike Torres. He became a channel member before the show started. So, Mike, thank you. I got you down in the raffle. For those who are just tuning in, it's game day eve. Let's do something big on game day eve. How about a signed Jermaine Johnson jersey as our top prize today? So if you want in, make sure you gift a membership or send in a $10 super chat or higher, like Jersey Joe Jettis did. He says the only way to get over the top is to hope AG can piece it together and outcoach Vrabel eventually. Also need that signed JJ jersey. Thanks, Jake. Jersey Joe, you're in. I mean, Glenn obviously needs to put together the best game plan of his life. It's just tough to do that on a short week. Really, you need some fluky things to kind of go your way if you're going to win this. No, like you need some turnover luck, maybe a pass that's batted up in the air instead of being dropped or falling in front of a defender by the Jets. They got to come up with it, like fall on a fumble. There's got to be something like that kind of evens the playing field here. Winning the turnover battle is a must if you're going to pull this off.
Yeah, and well, again, with a team that can't force turnovers, that's a little bit of an issue. So,
just a bit.
Yeah, look, May will throw his share of interceptions. Like he will. We saw a really bad one against Tampa as they were going in last week and the week before in the drive before the end of the half where New England was trying to get in field goal range. May fumble. So, like, you can turn him over. As good as he has been this year, you can turn him over. But again, the Jets have shown no ability to force a turnover in North America this year, Jake.
Comments, questions, super chats. You know the drill. They, in fact, cut the line. Big fella says, Jeff, what do you think about this comparison? Fernando Mendoza's Chad Pennington with a better arm. I don't know, but I see the similarities. F the Pats.
He's bigger than Chad, isn't he? Isn't he taller?
I think so. Just like watching them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Chad was 6'3". Fernando,
but then they're probably about the same size. Then I always, for whatever reason, my brain, I always thought Pennington.
He's 6'5". Mendoza, he's bigger.
Yeah,
6'5", 225.
But not. I don't know. I don't really.
I'd sign for Mendoza to beat Pennington without the.
I mean, if Mendoza was Pennington, the Jets would be in good shape, a good spot. It means that if Mendoza comes to if the Jets get Mendoza and he's Pennington, whenever Fernando Mendoza is healthy for a season, the Jets will make the playoffs. It'll be perfect.
Love it.
I mean, that's what it was with Chad. Every year Chad was healthy in his career, he made the playoffs.
Yep, without a doubt. Love Chad. Macy. Jay Fields wasn't well coached, as Glenn said. Isn't this why Glenn's got to ride with him? Else benching him has admitted he failed coaching him too.
I like that brain teaser there, my friend. I like that.
Aren't we past this though? We know they haven't coached him up like they said. Like we know what the deal is. You got to evaluate your team. Do we have a number 2 receiver potentially in Mitchell? Could he be a number 3 next year? Is Mason Taylor definitely our tight end 1? Do we need to add another tight end to that room?
Not only that, Jake. Like, is Arian Smith a real player? Should John Mechie be on this team next year?
Right.
Like, there's so many things moving forward with everything. Also, too, like, you got to at least give Breece Hall a little bit of a chance too to be able to be explosive. Like even with that awful game, I mean, what Fields had 12 passing yards outside of the Breece screen last week, right? So
that's right.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I go back to what I said earlier in the show that I'm fine with Fields this week. If he's awful again this week, you have to look at starting Tyrod in Baltimore, and then you really have to give true consideration to playing Brady Cook maybe once or twice to see what you have in him.
Believe me, if we get to a point where they start getting killed these next couple of weeks, let me see Brady Cook, and if they lose, whatever, I'm rooting for the.
Well, even if they're not getting killed, I think it's still probably worth doing once or twice, Jake. Like you need to see if he is capable of being a backup quarterback, because that's a pretty good thing to have, a cheap backup quarterback that you use no draft capital on. It's not a bad thing to have in this league, Jake.
Not wrong. Hey, speaking of things that aren't bad to have, how about some cornbread hemp? That's right. I'm a professional. How's that for a segue? Life gets hectic. Sports, work, travel, the constant roller coaster that is being a Jets fan. So when it's time to unwind at night, I reach for my cornbread hemp. The CBD gummies, man, they become part of my routine. For me, it just helps me slow down, breathe a little, actually relax at the end of the day. Being a Jet fan's tough. You don't get to relax much, but this certainly helps. I've tried a bunch of different CBD products in the past, and the biggest difference with cornbread hemp is the quality. These guys only use the flower of the hemp plant, not stems or seeds, which makes the gummies taste better, feel smoother. They are USDA organic and third-party lab tested, so you know exactly what you're getting, whether you're trying to ease some daily tension, settle down in the evening, or just want a little help unplugging your mind for the night. These gummies are a game changer. Here's the hookup for all the Asmaniacs. Promo code ASMAN will get you 30% off your very first order. Cornbreadhemp.com. Promo code ASMAN at checkout. You'll get 30% off. You can see it. I got a little custom landing page that is linked in the description. It will be the pinned comment as well. So shout out to Cornbread Hemp. And probably we'll need some of these. We're trying to watch the Jets not get dogged by the Patriots as a 12.5-point underdog on a Thursday Night Football. Jeff back with us. Let's get to your calls. We got some super chats still to hit on quickly as well. But let's get to this one here from Shane, who says, how many wins would it take in a row for you to think we got a shot at the playoffs? Mine is if we win tomorrow in Baltimore. They win the next two, we could have the conversation, Shane. They win the next two.
No, because I don't think 10's going to be enough this year, guys.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think 10's going to be enough. Sorry. Hate to throw cold water on that, but I don't think 10's going to be enough.
Well, I'll have the conversation with you, Shane. Give me two more. Let's see. Luppy says, Jeff, love your takes, but you're hanging out with weed. Vrabel was never coming here.
Well, again, I'm just going to go back. These guys who where's Weed been, by the way? I haven't seen Weed in months, Jake.
Yeah, We the People has not called in a while. I'm not sure.
I haven't seen him in a while. No, I just go back to what I said before. I think guys who are at the peak of the sport see a job like the Jets, and I know what people will be like, oh, it's not an intriguing job. But if you're the dude who turns the Jets around, you're a legend in New York, and you're automatically looked at as this elite coach.
He would have been paid a fortune and had full autonomy to be a coach
and based off of what Hughes said, like if they, and again, in this offseason, he was never going here over New England. Like I 100% acknowledge that. But if you just pulled the plug on Saleh and company after 23, I think you would have had a damn good shot at getting Rodgers and Vrabel together in 2024.
Not wrong. Bo checks in. Let Banjo take over the defense. Concept is similar. Don't be discouraged when Fields starts tomorrow. Brees will make an impact. Just don't overthink it. Ground and pound. Yeah, ground and pound is great, but what does New England do well? They stop the run. You're going to have to throw more to win tomorrow.
I just wonder how bad of a first half would it take for Tyrod to be put in this game, Jake? Like, that's what I kind of wonder. Like, how bad of a first half would Fields have to have in order for Tyrod to be in this game in the second half? And I don't know what the answer to that is.
If it's another first half like the Browns game, he better be coming in. He had -5 net passing in that game on Sunday. They just were tied at 17 because you had the 2 returns on special teams. Brutal. Johnny boy, thoughts on Max B? Are you riding the wave, Al? I have no idea what this means. I know this guy, Max B, was at the Jet game Sunday, but this is over my head, Johnny boy. So to those who get it, congrats. I have no idea. Jeff, do you understand this reference?
All right. I was feeling stupid for a second, but if you don't know, I don't know either.
No, not a clue. I know some guy was at the game named Max B. That's all I got for you. Let's beat the Patriots tomorrow night would be a great birthday present. Go Jets. Happy birthday, Jason. That's an awesome birthday present. I don't think you're going to get it, though. Rye the General says, here we go, Jet fans. Look, I don't know who Max B is, but, Jeff, I do know who Mad Max is. So if you allow me to introduce the man properly, we will say hello to a man who's fast ascending the Asmaniac Power Rankings, which, by the way, folks, I have seen and we will be revealing coming up soon. So be on the lookout for the ASMANIAC Power Rankings. But right now, let me find Mad Max's intro, which I am clearly unable to find, and hit it.
If Mad Max ain't yapping about Jets, that boy, he's jamming, he's slamming, freaking dancing, wall smashing. I'm Jake Asman. If Mad Max ain't ever stopped yapping, that boy, he still be dancing. Then call Jake Asman. He got an orange wall.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, we hear you.
So, Jeff, I was actually at this game versus the Browns. It was a good win, you know. Our defense played good, but Fields played horrible. The only reason it was tied at 17-17 was because, you know, Justin Fields was, because the special teams played good. That's the only reason why we were tied at 17. But it was a good Jets win, though. My second topic, is the Patriots game. My game plan, Jeff, is we got to run the ball with Breece Hall. We got to use him in the RPO, screen game. We got to use him. We got to use Breece Hall a lot, If Justin Fields played horrible in the first half, we got to bench him and start Tyrod instead. And then my third point is Vrabel. I saw the report from Vrabel. It was like, oh, he's thinking about coming to the Jets. It would never happen. I mean, maybe the New England job didn't open. We could have gotten Vrabel, but Vrabel was never going to come here. Let's be honest. And, let's talk about another point. So I was actually on an argument yesterday with JJ. He was talking about the media. I actually agree with Jake. I think Aaron Glenn looks really stupid in the media. I was like, oh, what kind of question is that? I think JJ was just like, he thinks, oh, the New York media is bad. Like, I understand with the New York media. It could be harmful. Like, it's bad. But I think that the media, New York media, is being fair to Glenn. What's your thoughts on that, Jake?
The media is the media. Those are my thoughts.
I agree with you. And I understand, like, New York media sometimes is, like, unfair to players. But I think they're being totally fair to Glenn. Glenn hasn't won here.
Now, Mad Max, were you on time for class today?
Of course I was.
Were you?
Yes, I was.
All right. You better be. So, Jeff, Mad Max and I have an agreement that if he's on time to his class, I will get him free tickets to the Jets-Falcons game because we learned from a fellow classmate of Mad Max that he's always at least 15-plus minutes late. He was on time yesterday, and we got verification from his classmate who called in, but he doesn't have every class with this guy. So we're doing the honor system here, Mad Max. You got to give me your word.
I am giving your word, Jake.
All right. Now, give us an update on the ladies. Where are things at there?
Oh, man. I've been going to go with the ladies, but, Jake, I've not been partying as much, Jake. I'm just watching the Patriots game tomorrow. I'm just watching the Patriots game tomorrow.
Are you watching the game with any lovely ladies?
No lovely ladies, Jake.
No?
No.
What's the setup tomorrow night? Just you and the TV?
I don't even know. I'll either hang out with some friends and we'll watch the game. We'll figure it out. I mean, I'm going to figure out tomorrow, Jake, with the game, It's always
right.
it's always last minute with me.
You keep us posted, all right, Mad Max?
Sounds good.
All right.
What are you guys' opinion on me doing a backflip through this orange wall?
All right, we got a few minutes left with Jeff. The Lup Man is next. What's up, Luppy?
Hey, how you doing, Jeff? Sorry to insult you a little bit there, but
no, you're good, Lup. You're good.
You
didn't even insult me.
I just don't think he was ever coming here. Come on, he's a Patriot. I don't think he's ever coming here. I could go two ways. I could go positive or negative, but it's the day before the game, so I'm going to be positive. So we have to do two things. Fields, actually, he bounces back better when he gets a lot of crap. And last week he did, crap. So his last game he did crap. So now I think he's going to bounce back. So that's the positive thing. I can win the negative. We're doing the positive thing. Our run defense sucks, and they are got a good run game, but they're going to bounce back. We're talking about the bounce back game for the Jets, and then we're going to stop them, stuff them, and then pressure. McDonald's is on a run. We got JJ. I think the pressure of the quarterback, and we're going to see what Drake May can really do. And I think the pressure on the quarterback is going to be the other positive thing that we need to do. So that's right there. Three things that we need to do. And we need to break the curse on Thursday night. Jake, I don't know what the percentage is. It just seems like we always lose on Thursday night.
Well, they won twice last year on Thursday night.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. But so hopefully the trend continues. So those are my positive takes for the Jets to win, to break the 12 and a half, is it now?
That's right. How many beers you putting down during this game tomorrow night, Luppy, to get through?
Depends upon the score.
You
know how that feels.
Love it. Ladies and gentlemen, The Lup man. Luppy, you're the best.
Love you too.
All right, let's see. Do we got time? We got 5
That was
minutes.
great. That was great. Yeah, I mean that's kind of like the perfect way to put it, right? Like have your fridge of your Brooklyn Lager or if you're a simpler man, a Coors Light, Jake. Just have it all ready for tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, you never know what you're gonna get when this guy calls in.
Chicken with pasta is worse than peanut butter with sandwich.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Gary, what's up, buddy?
I got a couple of Jeff. I'm not trying to come after you, but it's going to sound like I'm coming after you. I got some issues with some of your takes. All right,
hold on a second. How's Spencer Rattler doing right now?
Extraordinary. Can we get him? That's my answer for QB. Let's go get Rattler.
All right, go ahead, bud.
All right. Trading picks for Mendoza. This is a horrible take. So let me. I'm going to make a point, and then I'm going to flip the question to you. You're trading premium picks for a non-premium player. So, like, which game recently? Give me his last 4 or 5 games. Which one of Mendoza's games did you look at him and said, "That's the dude. That's Joe Burrow. That's the next guy. He's the first or second overall pick in the draft." Which game recently?
Well, he was awesome in the Maryland game. He was not great in the Penn State game, except when he had to. Now, granted, that catch by Omar Cooper was one of the great catches you're ever going to see.
It's like Arch. He's been good when he has to be, but he hasn't been good for 4 quarters.
Yeah, I don't agree with that on the Arch side of things. Arch has just gotten better as the years gone along, and everyone's
Their
just
stats really. I'm not a huge stats guy. Their stats aren't much different. Their touchdowns and yards, they're really not different.
Stats in this sport than, or more to the sport than just stats. Here's what I'll just say with your counter to that. If I were running the Jets, I would personally not use my draft capital to move up. But if Muji and Aaron Glenn and Woody Johnson and everybody else says, "Hey, Fernando Mendoza's our guy. He's the next star in this league," you better use your capital to move up then if you believe that he is the guy. That's
all right, but that's why he can't be part of this, because he picked Fields. And I'm not going to fault him because I want to keep Rodgers. Once we didn't keep Rodgers, I was like, I guess it's Fields.
Hold on a second. You're talking about Fields this year. It's a totally different circumstance if we're talking about Fields right now, because this in the best case scenario, he turns into a real quarterback. In the most logical scenario, he was a stopgap at best. So those are not the same things. Personally, to me, those are not the same things. They can't be looked at as the same things as drafting quarterback. Now,
I don't want to get tied up with Fields. I want to go back to Mendoza real quick, right?
Hold on
Go ahead.
What I'm about to say actually has to do with this. If you really want to get crazy here, where the Jets have all these number ones, all these top of the second round picks, there is one asset of these veteran high-end quarterbacks who you could potentially trade for, and that's Joe Burrow. He is the only guy of these top flight quarterbacks that could possibly be obtainable, because the Bengals have gone backwards these last few years because Burrow has been unable to stay healthy, and their defense sucks beyond belief. But if I'm the Jets, if Burrow wants out of Cincinnati, or Mike Brown wants to continue to be the cheapskate that he's always been, that's where you can go crazy and trade your assets. That's the only guy on the market, period. And again, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Cincy would do it, but that would be the only guy where it's like, all right, Jets have 2 first rounds this upcoming year, 3 and 27. They have all these second round picks. All right, I'm okay with giving up 4 ones for Joe Burrow. I'm okay with that. I wouldn't give up more than like flipping the one. If Indy's picking in the 30s, all right, maybe you give up that, but I wouldn't do more than that though. If I'm moving up in the draft,
I want to get back to Mendoza, because you said the Maryland game he was super impressive. He was 14 for 21 for 201 yards, 1-1.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I don't care about the stats in that game.
No, what was he like?
If you
What was
watch,
the
if you
200
watch
yards he
him
threw,
play,
the one
if you
touchdown?
watched
What was
him
so?
play,
I
he
watched
looked
each
impressive.
of his last 5 games. When Allen told me he was the best quarterback in college football, I'm like, I really don't see
Okay,
it.
all right. Look, you can't if you're not watching the games.
I've watched
you
each
can't
of his
really
last 5
comment
games.
on the stats.
I've
here.
watched each of his last 5 games. Each of his last
Okay,
5 games.
then
I've
I
watched
don't
every snap
agree
he's
with you on
played.
the Maryland side of things.
Okay,
you want to
give
go
me
into the Penn State performance? Look, he was shaky. He threw a really bad interception in the fourth quarter before that last drive where, look, he made 2 really good throws. He missed the one that he should have had a touchdown on. I agree with it. But here's the other thing too with this. If I'm the Jets, and this is what the argument comes down to more than anything, and I think you're missing my point more than anything. If the Jets brass thinks Fernando Mendoza is the guy, then you have all this capital to make sure you get him. Am I certain he's the guy moving forward? I'm not so sure about that. Am I certain anyone in college right now is a guy I want as the Jets quarterback next year? Dante Moore scares the hell out of me. Arch isn't coming out. I don't want any of those SEC.
I still like Sellers, but I think
Sellers Sellers can't make it more than a week without Galen in concussion protocol like Dart at this point.
I'm with you.
Yeah, look, it's a weird year to be picking a quarterback, right?
That's why
it's a weird year to be picking a quarterback.
What about this? Because I want to talk about Simpson too, but I don't want to take up too much. I don't think Simpson was good against LSU last week. I thought he missed a lot of easy passes.
I thought everyone was
a lot
terrible
of
in that
receivers.
game last week. I thought everyone was terrible on both sides in that game. I thought everyone was terrible.
And then, okay. I totally I forgot what I was going to say. I totally lost my track.
You were shocked I agreed with you.
Yeah. This was it. I love Drew Aller. He got injured. He's going to fall in the draft. What if we did this and just hear me out? I don't know where Aller's expected to go. Let's say round 3. We wait for round 3. We draft Aller. If Aller sucks, then we draft our quarterback next year. But why trade next year's picks? Like, I look at Mendoza and they comp him to Kirk Cousins. They're like, yeah, I don't want to spend the first pick, the number 1 or number 2 overall pick, or trade up to draft Kirk Cousins. Like, I don't think he sucks. I don't think he's Justin Fields or Zach Wilson, but I don't want to trade up to spend the number 1 or number 2 overall pick on him.
Well, you know what the fun part about this is? We're going to be able to have this debate over the next 5 months. That's what it's going to be for on Aller. Look, I don't even know where
upside.
Aller's like a 4 or a 5.
Is that where
I don't mind? Again, I don't mind taking lotto tickets and see if they work out. Like, why not? Like, both what Cleveland did, like everyone lambasted them for taking Gabriel and Shador back to back. I didn't care about that because if you're lucky, one of them turns into a backup quarterback. More likely than not, both of them stink. But if you hit a freaking lotto ticket in the 4th round, that's fine. 5th round, that's fine. Like, I have no problem with taking a court. Like, if Aller slips to round 5, I don't know. I don't have a problem with the Jets taking him. No problem with that.
The last thing I wanted to push back on, you said if you're 2-7, you can't act like a damn fool at the podium. No, apparently you can, and Aaron Glenn is doing it. So actually, you can.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. Oh man.
Jeff, well done. You survived a Gary.
That was fun. Rumble. That was fun, my man. So,
score prediction tomorrow night. Give us a pick for the game.
Oh God, I'm getting out of here, and I'm going to get screamed at as I leave. Patriots.
Most people. Come on, people. No one's picking the Jets. You can pick against them.
Patriots 27, Jets 10. I don't even have the Jets covering, Jake.
Nope.
So I'll have a chance to get in the back door, but won't get in the back door. That's what I think will end up happening.
Jeff, this is a family show. Come on now.
Oh, thanks, Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Jeff Parles.
Calm your freaky down.
Thank you, Jeff. All right, hit the like button, folks. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Jason says, "Let's beat the Pats tomorrow night." I already read this one. Never mind. We are caught up on super chats, which is great. Let me let people know who don't know. We got a great raffle prize today. It's a signed Jermaine Johnson jersey. And tomorrow on the show, Wayne Corbett. That's right. I already spoke to Wayne today, but you could watch the full interview on my channel tomorrow. If you're a channel member, you can watch it right now. It's already up in the members only section for any Asmaniac here on YouTube. More of your calls, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say hello to Steady Edward. Eddie Ziff. What's up, Edward?
Hey, how you doing, Jake? It's been
What's
a while.
up, man?
Oh, not much. Oh, if you're confused about something, I changed my handle to Zedward60. So that was me calling in or chiming in. All right. Anyway, I was on with Boy Green this morning, and we were talking about what the Jets need to do if we're going to win this game. And one of the things that I brought up is we have to do something that they're not prepared for. I was talking about we should run
Complete
a lot of
a forward pass.
Yeah, well, yeah, that would be like epic. That might be something shocking, right? But I was talking about running a lot of 13 personnel because I don't think the new wide receivers are up to speed yet. And that's if Fields could find them anyway. But I figured if we ran a lot of 13 personnel and did some screen passes and some jet sweeps by using Beck, the fullback, and a whole bunch of other scenarios, we got to be creative. We have to figure something different out. We can't do anything that they have seen on film because Vrabel's a good coach. And Vrabel was also reportedly saying this week that we have to be aggressive and violent because, you know, we just have to stack the box and force everything on them and everything. So we have to figure out creative ways to know that they're probably going to be stacking the box. And we can't just do the same, you know, run right, run left, and then kick the ball. I mean, we have to do something different. We have to give them different looks. So we were talking about maybe 13 personnel, maybe running hurry up offense, just do something that they're not expecting. At least it'll take them maybe a couple of rotations, a couple of drives before they figure out how to counteract it. But we got to come out and do something completely different. Maybe do some wildcat packages with Justin Fields and Brees in the backfield. We just anything. We have to just try something different because the status quo is not going to work against this Patriot team. They're too well coached. What do you think?
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. I think some of what you're saying makes total sense. The issue is you didn't practice.
You're going to give me a heart attack. You're agreeing with me.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have a quarterback, so you got to try and do things unconventional to try and gain an edge, right? The problem with that, it's a short week.
Army football,
and
it's like playing Army football.
Yeah, but we haven't seen the Jets show any ability to stick to that game plan. I mean, Fields doesn't run nearly as much as what we thought he was going to be able to do this year in this offense.
Well, we were also saying that we think the concussion scared him a little, which is why he's like really not trying to run as aggressively as he has in the past.
Then he shouldn't be out there because he's not a good pocket quarterback. And if he's not going to use his one superpower, then start Tyrod. There's no point.
Yeah. But when do you think they should take him out? Do you think after the first quarter if he's not getting it? Or do you think you at least give him one or two more series in the second quarter before you pull him?
I think it will depend on the score of the game for this. But let's say it's still close. I think he'll get the half, and then they'll make a quarterback change at halftime, assuming it's still relatively close, and he's clearly struggling like he was against the Browns.
I tell you, it kills me that they let Adrian Martinez go. It kills me because we really don't have a third stringer with any kind of experience. At least Adrian Martinez played college ball and he played semi-pro, you know, in the UFL and was good.
Brady Cook's got experience though. He played ball in the preseason. He played 3 or 4 years in college as a starter.
Was he a senior starter? Did he play into a senior year?
I'd have to look it up, but he started multiple years in school.
Because if you know Parcells and you know people who are Parcells' disciples, Bill Parcells was a proponent of never drafting a quarterback unless he played at least 4 years in college.
Yeah, but today's NFL is completely different now.
Yeah, but the premise is still correct. Well, I mean, think of all the quarterbacks who in their 5th, 6th, and 7th years have finally figured out how to play NFL football.
It takes time for everyone, but I can tell you this. I talked about this with Mike Tannenbaum, who's a Parcells disciple on my radio show with him on Sunday. He called Parcells this week, and Mike apparently in their conversation brought up about, hey, your model for quarterbacks, what would you do? Because no one plays 30 starts in college anymore. It just doesn't happen because guys are transferring around and all that. And he said, well, that's why I'm not coaching anymore. So, like, Parcells knows that, like, in today's NFL, it'd be way different how you evaluate quarterbacks coming out of school.
Right. Well, I'm a guy like, and I know people are going to say that I'm crazy, but I'm the type of guy I still want to draft a quarterback, but I would probably try to get Marcus Mariota. Now, I know what everyone's going to say. But he's better than Fields, and he's got a lot of NFL experience, and he has had some success in this league. He's won games, and he's a running quarterback, so he fits our profile and what we're trying to do. I think if we got Marcus Mariota to start and we drafted a good young quarterback who could sit for a year or two and learn, I think that would be one of the wiser decisions we could make. And then maybe possibly draft another center guard and linebacker and safety. We need a linebacker and safety, and I think this kid Mozzie Smith, he's about 335, 340 pounds. I noticed last week when they were rushing the passer, they kind of kept that same nice shell as they were rushing in. They were doing a nice converging rush, and they were staying in their lanes. And the fact that Mozzie Smith, like he didn't actually do a lot of penetration, but he held his ground, and it enabled McDonald and Johnson to actually cut back inside on their blocks to get more pressure on the quarterback. I mean, obviously, Cleveland's not that great, but I thought Mozzie Smith did a pretty decent job of holding containment in his area. And the other thing I want to give kudos to is that offensive line. I mean, they let the best in the business only got one sack for Cleveland.
They were great, Eddie. They were great. We need them to play like that tomorrow, and the defense needs to force turnovers too. They didn't force a turnover in the Browns game. That's why that stat was so historic that the Browns were able to win, right? Allow less than 175 yards, not turn it over, right? Cleveland didn't turn it over and still lose. Terrible. No on Marcus Mariota, by the way. No, thank you. And I'm not sitting a rookie for the entire year for using a top 10 pick on them. The guy's going to play. He might not play week 1, but they all get in there and play. And Aaron Glenn's going to need that guy to play because that guy might save his job. Look at Dable with Dart. Like, their plan was to not play him, but guess what? They had no choice. And he's their best quarterback. So you play the rookie when he's ready. But I would like to have, if they're going to keep Fields because he's under contract, Fields, a different bridge, and then they're going to draft someone. Gator thinks the Jets are going to lose 52-6 tomorrow night. Oscar wants to know, what's more likely, we beat the Patriots tomorrow or Charles gets a job before Christmas? Jets winning tomorrow night by far. Remember we had a bet in the summer? Who'd get a job first? Bobby versus Charles. And then it was what would happen first? Bobby and Charles get jobs or the Jets win a game. The Jets got off to an 0-7 start. And it was still the Jets winning a game. Unbelievable. Jaden says, should I like the video? You should, Jaden. Everyone should like the video and subscribe to the channel if they haven't done so already. More of your calls right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say hello to this handsome man.
I got my Iron UG. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
Hello, Mr. Jake.
David T, how we doing?
I'm doing fine. Hey, you know what? I'm sitting here thinking, boy, you're so good at what you do, and it's nice to see somebody that can do what they love, and because not I mean, I made a good living, but I threw soda cases around for over 30 years. And anyway, never when I was younger did being a Jet fan that there would be a show like this being available. So anyway, phenomenal, and especially in the last week or whatever, the people calling in and your rumbles or whatever, and hats off to Black Gypsy. I put him right up there with Kyle Clifton as one of the most knowledgeable Jets fans, and Gator with the intro. What would I mean, your show is so good with the creativeness of Gator. But anyway, what I'm hoping for, Jake, is tomorrow night. Maybe Fields up and down. He's been down of late or whatever. Maybe he could pull one out of his hiney cheeks and have a good game, and maybe Drake May might not be on his game. But my hope is the Jets could, the next two games, the Jets could be at least somewhat competitive, and I'll take a 20, a 20-10 game and a loss if it's somewhat competitive. And as far as Aaron Glenn goes, you should have been that director of common sense, because the guy's got a free pass. I mean, he's shooting himself in the foot. I mean, he's really in the catbird seat. So I don't understand what he's doing, but time will tell.
David, thank you. Edward Ziffer just called and says, what quarterback would you get since you're a no on Mariota? I got to check the list. Is Brissett a free agent? He'd be the guy I target. Right? Someone like that I'd be interested in. I don't think Marcus Mariota is very good anymore. I'm good. Didn't he quit on the Falcons too, like 2 years ago? Like, that's the guy I want mentoring my rookie quarterback. I'd have to do more digging on that. I don't know. I think we could find a better veteran mentor than Marcus Mariota. More of your calls, and then, surprise, surprise, the Asmaniac Power Rankings for October will be announced first on this very program. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get to that, we say hello to this guy.
What's going on, Jake?
Hello, Kyle.
So, Eddie Ziff was giving off real Peter Chris vibes there, but I don't disagree with him on Marcus Mariota, because I could imagine him running this offense much more smoothly than Fields does. I don't know if he would be a bad caretaker option, especially if we talk about one of our other recent callers' points. Gary was right. Like, you don't give up premium assets for a non-premium guy. And right now, is Mendoza that guy? I mean, you have to be sold on it to make that trade up.
What
right?
do you consider a premium asset, though, right? Like, I think there's nuance to it. Like, I'm not saying you blindly trade away all your picks for a guy you just think is good, not great, but you got to think of what your alternative is if you don't do that. And part of the reason why you make the trade for Sauce and Quinnen is to give yourself a chance at a franchise quarterback. So I just feel like it would depend on what the cost is and my conviction of whether or not I think the guy is the real deal. You know what I mean?
Right. And I get what you're saying. There might be a huge difference between coming up from 5 and coming up from 7, where you might be able to get away with retaining some of these first-round picks.
That's
right?
why you trade Sauce and Quinn, right? You got to think about it like you're trading Sauce and Quinn for the opportunity to solve your biggest problem you've had since Namath. Like, that's how you got to look at it.
So, but here's the other thing that figures into it. Brugel came out with his top 50 yesterday, his updated top 50. And there's four defensive players in there, including Caleb Downs, who obviously we're not taking in the top 10, right? And then you have Arvell Reese, who's his number one guy. He likes Simpson better than Mendoza. I think Simpson was at 2 and Mendoza was at 7. And then there's 2 heavier, we're talking 270 or pushing 270 defensive ends, guy from Auburn and a guy from Miami, that Brugler liked. I think that if given that choice, with all the picks that we have next year, there is a real possibility that they could say, listen, we just traded away our 2 best defensive players. We're not going to force it this year. We know we have 3 picks next year where, your point's well taken, that nothing's a given. Everyone always says that year is going to be the best year. But we should be able to get who we want in 2027. Get somebody in here that can help make up the production and be a guy that can go get the passer, whether it's Arvell Reese from the second level or, a guy that could be, kind of an every down defensive end, and you could use Will McDonald as in kind of a specialty role, rotational role maybe. It's just something that kind of, the way I think that Glenn thinks is that he has to get heavier up front to run this scheme effectively. And I could be wrong. I could be very wrong about that because, we never thought that, he would have resigned, the linebacker, safety converted linebacker.
Say it again?
The safety they converted to linebacker and they resigned.
Oh, you're talking about Jamie Sherwood.
Jamie Sherwood.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't.
I thought you meant Michael Carter at first, and I was like,
No.
they traded him. Yeah, because he played safety in college.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you think that he's trying to set up his defense and his guys, right, and identify kind of what they did in Detroit, and I just don't see him forcing the quarterback next year if some of these guys are available where he could really get an impact defensive guy. For a Mendoza who,
what do they love him though? This is the same coach that fell in love with Justin Fields. So how do we know Glenn does not like Brian Dable stuck his neck out because he fell in love with Dart? That was like Jackson Dart wasn't thought to be this great quarterback, so you just never know. Like that's why when we do the game of I'm not trading premium assets for a non-premium player. If all it takes is one person, the Jet front office or coaching staff, to believe he's a legit franchise quarterback, and they'll trade what they got to trade to get him. Like that's what they do. That's how this works. Like how Dane Brugler and Kuiper, these guys feel. They didn't feel the same way Brian Dable did about Jackson Dart, for example. So, guess what the Giants did? They made the move up and they got Dart. I could see the same thing happening with the Jets. They believe Mendoza or Simpson's their guy.
So someone in the chat compared Mendoza and called him kind of Chad Pennington plus. And we all love Chad. But, his arm was pretty much shot a year or two into his pro career, and he was a game manager. And he wasn't a top 5, top 10 pick talent-wise, right? He's a guy you could win with. He's a guy you'd get to the playoffs with. I think after all this time of not having a quarterback, we want to get a guy that is a slam dunk guy that could be a franchise guy for years.
I don't think those exist. Trevor Lawrence is supposed to be that guy. What has he been?
Well, I think those guys do exist. Just trade for Joe Burrow then. I don't.
Well, that's a totally separate conversation. But you kind of you want this perfect setup for the Jets to take the quarterback. That doesn't exist. That was supposed to be Trevor Lawrence. That was supposed to be Caleb Williams. That does not exist. A year ago, we were having the conversation. Jane Daniels by far the best quarterback from that draft class. A year later, now it's Drake May. Success is not always lateral too for these guys. It's environment and putting them in the best chance to be successful from a coaching standpoint too. There's going to be no perfect scenario. If they think Mendoza is a franchise guy, then get him. You can't wait till 27. There's no guarantee they'd be in position to trade up for the guy they would want anyway. What if they win too many games in 26 and the teams in front of them all need quarterbacks? They're going to be like, great, you have 3 first-round picks. Awesome. You know what we don't have? A quarterback that's awesome, and we need that guy. There's no guarantee.
So, absolutely. If you have dedication that this is your guy, you go get him. But as a fan, you can't be angry with me for being risk averse with the quarterback history.
Oh, of course not. But I'm at a point now. We've been through this so many times. There's no perfect prospect. If there was, every team would have a good quarterback in the league by now. There's no exact science to it. Like if Brian Dable knew Dart would be this good, they would have taken him instead of Abdul Carter. They wouldn't have taken it to chance that he would maybe be available for them to trade up and take. If you're doing a redraft now, Cleveland takes him. You know what I mean? Like it is an inexact science. Like that's why if they have conviction on a quarterback, you can't wait till 27. If you think the guy's going to be Pennington, I'd sign for that in a second. Let's just hope he stays healthier than Chad. The Jets were a playoff team every year Chad was healthy.
I don't know that I necessarily agree. I think there are certain guys that you can identify as generational.
Who?
And
Andrew Luck?
Peyton Manning.
But there's no Peyton Manning or Andrew Luck a year from now.
Okay. I mean,
who's that guy? We knew for 2 years Trevor Lawrence was going to be the number 1 pick of the draft.
Right. And it didn't
At
work
least
out.
2 years.
Right. But
Caleb Williams, same thing, right?
All I'm trying to do is manage risk, Jake. And to me, it seems there's more risk involved in this year's quarterback class than there would be in 27s. That's all I'm saying.
Well, but there could be risk.
As many holes as we do, let's fill some of them now with guys that are less risky.
Agreed, but what if it's only one of the first-round picks to move up from 5 to 1? You're not doing it? You still would have 2. You still would have 2 second-round picks. You're not doing that?
For Mendoza?
Or Simpson. Let's just say it's the quarterback the Jets have the most conviction in. Tennessee's the number 1 pick. The Jets are at 5. They're like, we want one of your ones and a 3rd-round pick this year, one of your ones next year. You're not doing that? I'm doing that in a second. That's the whole point of making these trades.
I probably would do it because, I haven't seen a whole lot of Simpson, but from what I've heard and what I've read and what little I have seen, you can process. So that's the problem that we've had with some of the guys that we've brought in here. Let's see if the price is right, and then we can do it. But we always have the option to kind of do it next year with this rebuild the way it's set up. That's all I'm saying.
Have that option, but I find it hard to believe that they will not end up with one of these guys after the trades they made. It feels like that was the whole point of the trades, to put themselves in position to get someone that they want, assuming they like one of these guys coming out.
You ever hear the expression "in for a pound, in for a penny"? I kind of feel like that's what Woody is with Glenn, right? Like, I don't think he's going to cut bait with him after next year either, no matter what. So
he might not, but a 3-win season next year, he could. And then all of a sudden, Glenn and Muji don't even get to pick their quarterback. So, that's why I think they're going to get their guy this offseason.
Okay. I'll talk to you soon, Jake.
Kyle, good call. I appreciate it. I understand what he's saying. You want to obviously get it right and not set your franchise back like they did with the Zach Wilson pick. But there's no perfect quarterback prospect. Trevor Lawrence was supposed to be that guy. He is the most overrated player in the league. If he played in a real market that's not Jacksonville, he would be a huge lightning rod for national sports talk conversation. He would. Remember how great C.J. Stroud looked too, by the way? He doesn't look so good right now, right? Like, it's such an inexact science, man. If they think Mendoza is a legit starter or Simpson, you got to get him. It is such a crapshoot. I'll tell you what's not a crapshoot, though. The ASMANIAC Power Rankings. Ladies and gentlemen, I am excited to announce our brand new top 10 for the month of October. Sit back and enjoy. And on the other side, we're going to raffle away a signed Jermaine Johnson jersey. So enjoy right now the magic from Gator McCluskey, the Human Fun, Boomtown, and the ASMANIAC Madness Committee, as I am excited to present to you a brand new top 10. Enjoy. Let's go. Well, the Jets rebuild is underway, but the ASMANIAC Power Rankings are always in win now mode. And right now it's time to reveal our new power rankings for the month of October. As always, a huge thank you to Boomtown, our Asmaniac Madness Committee chairman and resident statistician, historian, and whatever else he does for the Jake Asman Show. Thank you to Gator McCluskey for putting this video together with the assistance of the great Human Fund. And of course, thank you to every member of the Asmaniac Madness Committee for their input each month, helping us shape a new top 10 power ranking list.
The Asmaniacs Power Ranking brought to you by Boomtown. Month by month, top 10.
Let's talk about what occurred in the month of October 2025. There were a total of 474 calls into the show in the month of October. There were a total of 143 unique callers into the show in October. Beastbreaker led the way with 29 calls into the show, followed by Kyle Clifton with 27 and Black Gypsy with 17. 86 different Asmaniacs made a prediction in the Kyle Clifton inside/outside prediction challenge. Papa Jet set an all-time monthly record, going 0-8 in October. Ouch. The top 5 most accurate for the month were: number 1, Black Gypsy, 90%, 9-1. Amanda Madison at 80%, 8-2. Pat Rich at 80%, 4-1. Frank P at 79%, 11-3. Boomtown, that's right, our committee chair, 13-4. That's 76%. Not bad, Boom. Asmaniacs went a combined 143 and 105 for a 57.66 percentage of winning in the month of October.
Aaron, don't worry, everything will be alright, little buddy. Pretty soon we might win a football game. I love you so much. Huggies, Huggies, my poopy cakes.
Now let's get to what everyone is here for, our new monthly power rankings. Let's start with the honorable mentions. Burkinator, Chuckwagon, Papa Jet, JJ, Pred, Thunderlips, Philly Noodles, Tommy, Jordan, and David T. Congrats to our honorable mentions.
I hate this team, my New York Jets. Woody owes me a hug. I hate this team. Every fucking week. Will we ever win a game? I hate this team. Can we find a decent quarterback? I hate this team. These are the same old Jets. The worst team in professional sport. I hate this team.
You get the f out. To the top 10 we go. And at number 10, we start with the Lane Train. What a handsome man.
The lighting is perfect.
It was a big month for Lane, as this was his birthday month. And in true Lane fashion, we learned that he actually took the time to practice for his real birthday. Today's not your birthday?
I'm practicing for it.
Your birthday is Monday though, Lane.
Yeah, but because it's Jewish holiday, I can't have anybody over until after the following week.
Okay, so you're gonna have cake today in preparation for your actual birthday.
Yeah.
Lane wants to say hi to you. It's his birthday in 2 days. He's practicing for it.
I'm trying to take care of a very big problem here that I don't deeply appreciate.
Lane also took the time to give a state of the Jets, address and explain how he feels about the team, and discuss key players like Anthony Mason.
I mean, I like Mason. Anthony Mason. So I don't think they're going to go to the playoffs this year.
Lane continues to keep his finger on the pulse of the team, and the Asmaniacs are all patiently waiting to hear who he identifies as the next Knoble in next year's draft.
Looks like it's making an SCX noise.
At number 9, Pork of the Morning.
I don't get it, but, I'm not the head coach.
Mr. Pork really helped sum up how the Asmaniacs and the Jet Nation has been feeling so far this season. Early in the month, he let out his inner rage and let everyone feel his pain.
If you're out there playing a combat sport, you're getting your ass kicked every fucking week. Damn it! Whoa! We'll probably just be bitches again and roll over for the first 3 quarters. And what? Oh, well, I'm done.
And if that wasn't clear enough for everyone, Pork followed that up with an epic rant, unloading on the Jets and discharging unhinged, raw fury onto everyone's screen and into their speakers.
Believe me, it's going to get worse. The more time you put this guy in, the more time he's going to do whatever. Just stand there like a little goat. That's not football! That's not a man! That's a bitch! I'm done.
Being a Jets fan really is the ultimate love-hate relationship in all the sports. Hang in there, Pork in the Morning. Things will get better. Or probably not. At number 8, Bobby Midnight. After going Hollywood on the Jake Asman Show for most of the summer and not showing his face, Bobby called in a respectable 14 times in the month of October. There was the usual banter and retelling of the stories he's told on the show countless times.
Referees really stink. Are you blinding in the bat? He's standing right there, you idiot.
Are bats blind, Bobby?
I think they are. They have sonar radar.
But he did manage to sneak in some other topics to help pass the time in a lost season. Dipping into his bag of tricks, Bobby actually revived one of his best skills when he gave a spot-on impression of Coach Aaron Glenn.
Oh, I'm Aaron Glenn. I think we're going to start winning if I review the tapes.
Spot on, Bob. That's a great impression. Over the years, he certainly has had his ups and downs, but he made sure to, unfortunately, remind all Asmaniacs about some serious issues with, let's just say, some guests that were living with him rent-free. Remember when you had dead maggots living in your toe?
No, they were alive. They weren't dead. They were alive.
Great. Even better.
One got in there, and then it was nasty. It was bad.
Disgusting.
I know, like you.
Bobby has done a lot to help turn things around, and employment is hopefully just around the corner. I know Gators especially thrilled that he gets your bi-daily Indeed.com applying for jobs update.
Get a job. That's what I'm finding.
At least this Asmaniac has the drive to get off of Mount Unemployment.
Oh, is that Johnny Boy? Oh, God. Oh, no.
At number 7, Neil. After finishing in the top spot in last month's Power Rankings, Neil took a step back in October, primarily because of his refusal to simply hump a Josh Allen jersey prior to the Bills game.
I texted you to humping. It wasn't from me.
It wasn't you, though. It was your dog. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, but the dog did a hump. It's hysterical.
Yeah, but there's no Jets jersey on the dog. There was no positive omen from it. This combined with a couple of other unpopular takes that actually got him bountied and sent to the hole by the infamous Mr. Gorilla Salad, but was later rescued by Jake to finish up his many points that call. Mr. Gorilla Salad wanted to put you in the hole, but guess what? I just put up $50 of my hard-earned money to counter his bounty.
Sorry about that, Mr. Gorilla. Anyhow.
In the latest installment of Storytime with Neil, he regaled the chat with the old tale of Jets ex-coach Rich Kotite mistaking him for a caddy.
In fact, I played golf with Rich Kotite at the Jet Golf Classic. In the parking lot, I told him I had some advice for him, and he dismissed me like I was a caddy. And then they went 1-15.
Neil loves to make his points, comments, and give his takes, but one thing that can never be questioned is his generosity at Halloween.
Everyone that comes to the Halloween at my house gets this goodie bag right here. 1 Starburst, cheese balls, cheddar goldfish. They get a Hershey bar.
You give out cigars as well, Neil?
To the fathers, I give a cigar. Kit Kat, the Oreos. I love Halloween. Happy Halloween to everybody.
He's a true man of the people, and no doubt he will be ascending the rankings again soon.
Same shit! Come on now! What the fuck?
At number 6, Kyle Clifton. With 27 excellent calls into the show, the man has proven to never have a misstep. Kyle always has a great way of taking in the day's news and then extrapolating and formulating his take on it and helping really lay out his thoughts for Asmaniacs.
Take the 2 weeks to prepare, to refine some of the improvements that we saw on offense last week. Let's take home another victory at home. This team is eminently beatable with a rookie quarterback.
What's amazing is that his takes aren't just limited to the Jets. He has dynamite Halloween costume ideas.
That's right. It's me, Bill Belichick, AC of the NYJ. 2026.
Elite candy takes as well.
Everyone knows that the top candy that you can get is the king size Snickers.
he did note he has a young lady in his household that is having a small choosing her team crisis when she noted that she decided to become a Giants fan right after being a Chiefs fan.
This little gem over my shoulder right now just told me that she's going to be a Giants fan now, and like every woman in my life, she's out to break my heart.
Will Kyle be able to bring her to the light and cheer for the Jets? Will he doom his little one to life of pain, torment, and misery? As Maniacs will wait and see how Mr. Clifton navigates this tricky situation.
Let me tell you, you have the most interesting job in the world. You're like Dr. Melfi for like the most damaged people in the world.
Number 5, Sean.
I love you guys.
That's right. Sean really stepped it up this month and pushed through his nervousness to call into the show. Apparently, he was worked up about not being able to get through on a few shows, but it was all to do about nothing.
Do you have a problem with me? I'm very confused.
No, it's because you did take a couple of my calls. You know, I tried to call in a couple of times, but
I didn't dismiss you. I probably was on the air and the show was ending. I didn't have time to squeeze
I
you
thought
in.
you were mad at me, honestly. I was drinking some shit I didn't even mean.
As he ended his call on a wild swearing tirade to leave on a high note.
I know I curse a lot, man. Yeah, I gotta stop with the FU things. I'm trying to work on it. I went to church.
To help manifest the Jets' improved specific skills, he found his football to then illustrate how players should fall onto the football and recover it.
There we go.
Then later in the same show, he called back into the show exactly how the players should protect the football.
Get your football. Let's
Jay.
work on ball security. We cannot have any fumbles.
Ball security, Jay.
Yep. Secure your balls.
This is the ball.
If you hold it like that, it's going to get knocked out. Protect it.
Like this.
High and tight. Yep.
But in a wild twist, he decided to spike the ball into his toilet and completely fumbled it.
So this is my football right here going in the toilet.
What? No. Ball security, man. High and tight. That's why we keep losing. The whole point of this exercise is to manifest change. We're trying to get a win.
Exactly what the team was trying to avoid.
Scatterboo time. Giants
No, it's not scatterboo time. You just put the ball in the toilet. Flush your toilet. Let's go.
Is it going? Is it going down? Oh, damn it.
The man with shades has a month to remember, and the Asmaniacs won't forget it anytime soon.
Smell that toilet water?
Oh. At number 4, Beast Breaker. Our favorite attic-dwelling Asmaniac had a rough start to his October when he had to deal with an unexpected charge on his prepaid card, and drama ensued.
There's some bogus charge on my card, and I don't like the sign of that. What the hell is wrong with you? Give me someone American I can speak to.
Unless you get the account verified, I won't be able to.
Give me someone American I can talk to.
Why are you so upset?
I do apologize, but
I already gave you the account number, but you're sitting there with your hand up your ass. Hello? I had a problem fighting with one of the idiots on the phone. Couldn't speak one blatant word of English.
What did they charge you?
$9.99.
So this is all over $10? What's your Venmo, Beast? You have a Venmo? I'll give you $10 right now to make your whole.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Jason-Storm-31. You've been made whole.
I don't even know a password. I'm trying something here.
Gator says, was Beast the best choice as your tech support engineer? I still believe in him, Gator. Absolutely.
I tried raunchy 14. Didn't want to work. You son of a bitch.
Hey, try on Meatball 69. Hogwarts 350 LBs.
Hey, watch it. Got it. Oh, bullshit, man. Really getting me really ridiculous. This is so fucking stupid. I don't know what the fuck. Oh.
Well, he got through this crisis. Some wondered if he was mentally all there when he hit himself on the head with a board.
You tell me how crazy I am. I just took 4 chair headshots. Dippy, 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 go.
And then had an in-depth conversation with Alf.
Hey, Alf. Oh, hello there. Inhale.
There were further concerns when B seemed to have developed a temporary British accent when he critiqued a food dish on screen.
Very nice. Looks very tremendous. Splendid.
Why are you
Nice.
talking with a British accent, Beast?
What? Have it your way. Well, you enjoy your dinner.
It didn't help that he continued to face constant criticism from the community, pushing him to polish off his bat and issue threats.
You want to get cracked, Spencer? I got the baseball bat waiting for you, you son of a bitch.
Calm down.
Welcome to my life. I got a pain with a hemorrhoid. I've been kicked down, thrown in the hole more times than that piece of garbage, and you have Alan. You try having this goddamn thing go off. That's some scary shit.
Calm down. Take it easy. Let me see. Are you crying, bro? In this alliance, we support each other. You don't threaten people with bats and shit like that. You're the global enforcer, goddammit. We're all gonna get through this together.
And I hate how people out here treat me like junk.
You're the leader, goddammit.
Yeah, I know. I'm like an emperor almost in a weird way. Hey!
There was a positive sign that things were turning around when he showed off his exceptional balancing skills, but that went all out the window when he allegedly showed off a pair of poop-stained underpants.
That's not shit stain. That was washed immediately.
That looks shit-stained.
You basically have no clue.
That looks like a shit in the underwear, Beast. Looks like you shit your pants. Did you shit your pants? Answer the question.
This is really sad.
Beast has taken another step back this month in the rankings. Can he recover and get his crown back? Only time will tell.
Beast is a metal cock. He can bring all the rock. Beast is an addict cock. He load up a sock. Beast can rip a nasty fart. Melt your face with a stinky ass. Beast can thrash his red guitar. Shed his pants and destroy the shit.
You can't lace his boots or wipe his ass.
Beast is a motherfucking legend, bitches!
At number 3, Big Cho.
I finger myself.
Big Cho, after months of constant questions, inquiries, and emails, finally got the opportunity to both see his first Jets game at home and meet up with Asmaniacs for an epic tailgate.
It was an adventure trying to get to the game because my Uber driver didn't speak English.
Did he speak Cho?
So he didn't speak Cho, didn't know where to go, couldn't get with the flow. I didn't think I was going to make it because he was tripping.
He may not have believed it prior, but he was clearly the star of the show when Asmaniacs lined up to meet him, get autographs, and of course take photos with this legend. Big Cho, it was an honor to meet you in person yesterday. You were the big star of the entire day.
My pleasure meeting you and the rest of the Asmaniacs. And I want to tell you something. All those people that are from New Jersey and New York that were at that tailgate that took care of me and looked after me and treated me like a celebrity. I was freaking signing things like I played for the Jets. I can't name them all, but like Snowball got me the golf cart to go to the stadium when it was time to leave. You know, I got to meet Dre Day. I signed a jersey from him. Papa Jet, Team Curry, Lumpy. I sat next to Kyle. I mean, all those people are fantastic. They're like family to me, and I only met them for a weekend.
What was it like to be the ladies' man at the tailgate, Big Cho?
Oh, it was awesome. They had some very fine-looking ladies. I'm going to tell you, the girls in New York and New Jersey, they look really good. I felt like a celebrity. I felt like I was a player.
There were concerns early in the month that due to his back issues, he may not be able to make the game, but nothing could stop him.
I've been working from home for the last month because of my back. Extreme nerve pain down my leg, so I have trouble getting out of bed without it shooting down my leg, and also when I step on my left foot I have trouble, so I'm back to using a cane, but I'm still coming to the game. I could use that as an excuse and say, well, my back's not doing well. I'm still coming.
Some even question if he was really struggling that bad. But he put those doubters to bed when Asmaniac Thunderlips called in to review the day's events.
Dude, it was great meeting you at the tailgate, man. I did not know you actually had the scars and shit in the back of your neck. I thought you were just like on Valium and just fucking were just lazy as shit. And then when I saw you at the tailgate sitting in the chair and you looked like Nightmare Before Christmas on your back, I get why you're like in pain and shit like that. So.
Big Cho is a star, and he's now made it clear he can't be stopped. He's here to Cho and chill forever.
Jets, Jets.
We have reached the top 2 in our monthly rankings, and at number 2, Black Gypsy.
I'm Black Gypsy. I'm here to set all you delusional Jets fans straight. Your takes make me wanna punch you in the face or kick you in the crotch. When this team sucks, they suck. I'm Black Gypsy. I'm Black Gypsy. I'm Black Gypsy. I'm Black Gypsy.
Black Gypsy had his best month hands down as a caller and made it very clear how he felt about every coach and every player in the organization.
My season tag for this year, fire Wilkes. Every offense knows what Wilkes is going to do, and we're going to get destroyed. It's not hard to beat a Wilkes defense. Wilkes is playing like he has the greatest players on defense ever, which he doesn't. I never expected our defense to be this bad.
Black Gypsy made it abundantly clear that if he was in charge of this team, there would be spitting, punching, and kicks to the crotch to wake these players up.
Had Glenn not said that he was going to make this better, it would be what it was. But the fact that he opened his mouth and nothing has changed and it's gotten worse, he is to blame, because if that happens the week before, the next week, I'm punching people in the face. I'm kicking guys in the crotch. I'm not going back out there to be embarrassed another week when my players do not listen to me.
And the man has solutions. It's too bad the Jets aren't listening.
There's disciplined teams and there's undisciplined teams. So obviously we're undisciplined. If we ran it all week in practice and we still shit the bed on Monday.
He's also made very clear to all fencing asmaniacs he won't take their nonsense.
Some of the people that watch this show, dog, they're just delusional. I'm not really a Nate fan, just a white gypsy. When he comes in and he says shit like, we get rid of our Knicks coach when they had a winning season, but we should have patience for Glenn when it's been quickly bad. Like, shut up, bro. Pick a side. You get to play the middle whenever you feel like playing the middle.
With 17 calls into the show in October, our man has taken the bull by the horns and thrown down his best month to date.
I'll give you credit because you said from week one, Wilkes was the issue and you wanted him fired, which I thought was kind of an overreaction. So I'm totally with you, like, defensively, right? Now I'm going to give Glenn the chance to coach, right? So, like, I want him to take over the defense and all that, but I just don't like how much it's all about if this, fire Glenn, if this, fire Glenn. Yeah, if we look like this every single week, but I think we have a coach. Like, he looks more hands-on coaching-wise, right?
You can be a hands-on coach and still suck.
Sure,
he sucks.
He loves to debate, welcomes all challengers, and has established himself as a force in the Asmaniac community.
I don't want him fired. I want a Jets player to come and fix our team. I need him to tell us things that doesn't make us say fuck you in the press conference. My players were bad this week. My guys were not prepared. It's my fault. Don't tell me you're going to go check tape, because checking tape makes me want to punch you in the face.
I mean, this is the worst defense I've ever seen in my life.
Ever.
And at number one, Mad Max.
What are you guys' opinion on me doing a backflip through this orange wall?
The man exploded onto our screen a few months ago, and he has now found himself atop the October Power Rankings.
Can you guys hear me? Oh my God, it's not an instant coffee league. The league's instant coffee. Just when you think it can't get any lower, Jets are wait, hold my beer.
Earlier in the month, he talked up his game, hoping to bring home some lovely ladies to his crib. Gator says, how many chicks has Mad Max brought back to his apartment since college started?
0. Jake, I've been talking to a lot of girls at parties.
What do you think happens first? You bring a girl back to your apartment or the Jets get a win?
Let's see, Jake. Let's see.
Many may not have been aware, but Max revealed a secret weapon. Wear a track and field shirt to parties.
Some girl named Amelia, she was like commenting on my home no track shirt.
Speaking of shirts, Max is actually a trendsetter as he sported his patented O-1 jersey number.
What jersey is that? O1?
Yeah, what is that? It's a custom jersey? A custom jersey, just has my last name on it.
Yeah, but why 01? That's not a number.
It's like the best number, though.
It's not a number, though. I understand it's custom, but it's not a number.
I just did it that way.
And right before that, he made sure to show off his awesome Halloween costume.
Can you guys see me with the hourglass dance?
Tell us about this Halloween party of yours, Mad Max. Are you going to talk to any ladies in scantily clothing?
This is like the biggest party weekend of the year. I'm going to wear
You're going to the party dressed as this.
Yes, as a prisoner costume, you know? Oh my God.
Prisoner costume. It's kind of hilarious.
It's amazing you just keep talking and like, he has no idea what you're saying.
No.
You can literally say anything. He wouldn't even hear.
I'm all dressed up as my prisoner, but this is going to be Aaron Glenn on Sunday.
You're putting Aaron Glenn in prison?
Let me get the sauce.
Look, I think he's done a bad job so far.
But the moral victory we're going to have this Sunday, Jake.
Okay, Mad Max, you should have went as a Looney Tune. You could have just went as yourself.
Yeah, if you could turn the prisoner's jacket into a straight jacket, I think we'd be on par here.
In the last week, the internet almost broke when Mad Max and Big Cho appeared on screen at the same time.
What's up, Big Cho? How you doing? Let's talk about Indie Stars comments. He was like, oh my God, I'll give Aaron Glenn's grade a 5 out of 10. What's up? That's the only good thing Aaron Glenn's at. Good at. This is also dancing. What do you think, Big Chow?
This is a nightmare.
Good show, Big Chow.
Some say there will never be more polar opposite Asmaniac duos to chat on screen ever again. Mad Max wants to buy your ticket.
I'll pay you 25.
I won't go under 100.
Or $105. Does that sound good, Big Chow?
105?
Yes. I'm just negotiating with Big Chow. I'll buy your ticket, you know.
You saying 105?
Yes, sir.
Mad Max loves to give his whirlwind Jets takes, but he did take time to explain how his game is progressing when he noted he managed to snag 3 lovely ladies' phone numbers at just one Halloween party.
I got 3 or 4 girls' numbers, Jake.
Whoa. All right. Did you text them yet?
I did. They haven't texted me back.
What did you text them?
I just said, like, what's up, you know? I was with another girl that was talking at the party I met a couple weeks ago. Her name is Casey Natalie. You know, she's one of the prettiest girls ever. Some girl had, like, some SWAT costume on, and she was like, she had me in the handcuffs as a prisoner.
You had a girl put you in handcuffs?
We were at a date, Jake. She had, like, handcuffs and stuff as part of her costume. So she was like, I just let her arrest me because she was sexy, Jake.
Interesting.
I'll let you guys know when the first girl comes over to the apartment, okay, Jake?
Stay off the cocaine, the Adderall, the Red Bull.
Sounds good.
He talks a mile a minute. He has game, and now Mad Max has ascended the power rankings all the way to number 1. Now, Mad Max, did you buy a Mad Max t-shirt yet from jakeasman.com?
No, not yet.
Send me your address and your t-shirt size so I can send you a Mad Max shirt.
I live in Edgewood Park, number 212, Glassboro, New Jersey, 08028.
Why are you doxing your address on the largest jet
No,
podcast?
I got it. I'll send it by your email, you know?
What does he have left to conquer? Stay tuned next month.
We always expect to lose. Will we ever be a winner? Figure this out, Woody. This team is shit.
Thank you to everyone who makes this show so much fun, this community so great. The ASMANIAC Power Rankings for the month of October have now been announced, and we're on to November. Thank you for watching, and as always, let's go Jets.
I'm gonna do my silly dance, cause yeah, I'm built like shit. We'll have a quarterback playing. Rich has all the answers. So you should ask Dick Cheney. Our team is lurking.
Bang! Shout out to Gator for editing that masterpiece. What a month. And we're already, like Thanksgiving time almost, folks. So, look, November is off to a great start with the calls. Could be anyone's game for the new top 10 at the end of November. If you're a channel member, I will post that full video that just played. I will post that as a members-only video, but I wanted people to see it live on the actual show first. But if you missed it or you heard about it, tuned in late, you can check out the full thing. We have our raffle coming up. Last chance if you want in on a Jermaine Johnson signed jersey. If you don't win, you still should enter because you could win a Revis helmet, LaDainian Tomlinson jersey, or a CJ Mosley helmet. All those items signed and include authentication. All right, couple calls left here. Ladies and gentlemen, he placed at number 4 in the October rankings. Ladies and gentlemen, we say hello right now to a man they call the Beast.
I got gas right now. Oh.
Tomorrow night, 30 minutes, first half. Pulverize them first 30 minutes. Get them on their knees. Just take the starch out of them. Knock them on their ass a couple of times. Give them a couple of knockdowns. And then, then get into the second quarter. Knock them down a little more. Then start going slow with pain. And you know what I mean by pain? Take them to the next realm. And then once the second half starts, 30 minutes again. We're going to take them to pain. This is not going to be a test. This is going to be a fight. And it ain't going to be no dogfight at the OK Corral. It's going to be a rage in the cage. You can expect blood. You can expect some pure violence because both teams since 1978 have hated each other, and you can expect war in the war games tomorrow night in Foxborough. There will be a war games.
I am a Jet fan. You know that, right?
Do you know that? I already know the history of war games.
We need to
Do
sacrifice.
you have any
Carl
idea
Clifton,
what the history
that's
of war
why I'm
games
in
is?
his realm.
I don't think
He's
so,
not here.
pal.
I'm coming for you, Beast, because you're hiding
No,
in
you're
his
going
realm.
to learn the
We
history of
need
war
to
games.
sacrifice.
No, the
Carl
only
Clifton.
sacrifice you will pay for
I
is
guessed
when you
inside,
step into my
and
cage.
he wasn't inside here. But
Really?
I am going to get him. Beast, do not
Who?
step in
Who
my
you gonna
way.
get? Who you gonna get?
Kyle
Give me a name.
Clifton. He was in your realm.
No,
Now
I wasn't.
he will be
That was a
in
special effect.
my
That was
realm.
a special effect for a movie. What are you blind? I forgot. My
Yes,
cell
I'm
phone's going
blind.
off.
I'm in a
Cacao.
goddamn mess.
Hello. Oh, did my cell phone go off? Oh yeah, Cacao. Hello. He knows you. You're nothing. 5 foot
You
nothing.
are next.
Oh yeah, if I'm the Rock and I look
New
great in the
England
movie of the
is
Scorpion
going
King, how
down.
about? No shit, they are. That's why
I
we're gonna
will
say
make
after
sure
we're done
of it.
after we're done kicking their ass, we're gonna yell Haku Machete.
And then Beast, you are next, please. You
Really?
are next.
Yeah, I'll drop your ass in 3 different ways. Apollo Creed's out and just go, yeah, you better get your cameras ready. Here it comes.
Beast, you cannot find my ass because your ass is in the way.
Nah, pal. The only part of the ass you're gonna get is when you get my size 11 boot.
I would love to.
You're talking to a man who's done it all. So don't fuck with the master, pal. Don't fuck with the
do not
master.
hide Kyle on me. Do not hide Kyle on me.
I will make you
I am
grovel for
inside
mercy.
his lair, and I will go to your lair next.
Nah, the only way you're gonna be going is in the pits of hell, pal. And when you get
I
in my
am
mosh pit,
the pits
I
of
will turn
hell.
you inside out and make
I
you
am a
my
Jets
bitch.
fan. Of course, I'm in the pits of hell. That's
You
why.
tell me how crazy I am. I just took 4 chair headshots.
What a moment in time that was. Thank you to Michael Myers for being a regular viewer, and to Beast, of course, for whatever that insight was. Black Gypsy gifted a channel membership, so he is in the raffle, which is moments away. Also, Oregon Jet says, I want in. Go Ducks. Sco Ducks. Jermaine Johnson, signed jersey. Who's going to win? We're going to find out shortly. Now, I'll give this guy the common courtesy because he's been sitting in the green room. So maybe he wanted another opportunity to come on the air and give a take, or maybe he's just there. Either way, we find out right now.
Me? Oh.
And we have our answer, folks.
Hey, oh yeah, I forget to log out. You know what it is? Because like the whenever I come on, I pause this live show, and then it's all the way behind, so I'd have to catch up, and then I'd miss stuff. And
there's a button you could press. It's called live, and then it takes you to wherever the show is at that point if it's live.
Yeah, but there's a lag between this and the YouTube show.
It's like 10 seconds behind.
I guess. Yeah. I got a quick question though. This kid Mad Max. Why does he have such a hard time getting chicks? Like why he's in college. He's not a bad looking guy. He's good enough looking to pull plenty of girls, I would imagine. What's like, is he still on the line? What's is it opening? Is it closing? What's his struggle?
How do we know he has a hard time getting chicks? It sounds like he's getting girls' numbers and things are going well.
Because you asked him if he'd gotten a girl back to his room yet, and he said no.
Well, it's early. It hasn't happened just yet, but he's out mingling. Maybe he's going to their room for all we know.
I mean, okay, potentially, sure, that could happen. But when he said no, he would have said no. I closed the deal in her room, right? Like, no, I imagine. I know I'm trying to help the guy. I'm trying to see where is he getting hung up on, right?
I see.
Like,
So what if next time he's on, if you happen to be on hold, we'll bring you two together and you can ask him these questions so he could explain. He'll definitely let you get a word in and not interrupt you the entire conversation.
I know. If you want to play like middleman, like I can tell you what you should do, and you could try to like get it into Max. Like if you could like play translator, like put it in Max language, so he
Okay, I'll listen to your suggestions and I could relay them. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, like I was always like a good opener. Like if there was a chick over there, I could go get her number. I could get that number more times than a good-looking guy could. Right? There's a chick sitting over there. I can go get her number. That's opening, right? I could open really well. It was like, and then I get the insta date, right? Like, okay, let's go grab coffee, right? It was closing.
You need coffee for the first date?
Well, whatever, like whatever, wherever you are, you have to just play around you, like, wherever we are. If there's a bar, if there's a coffee, where are you? Let's go there real quick. I'll take you there. I have time for one drink. I'll take you there real quick.
Oh, you're talking about doing the first date after the initial
the
approach.
first instant date. Yeah, at the initial approach. Oh, the opening. Yeah.
Okay.
Starting pitchers and closing pitchers. Like, I was a really good starting pitcher. I can get numbers more than a good-looking guy can. But then, like closing, I was probably only average at. Right, but I would just get a lot of opens. Right, so it's a numbers game. Like sales, just get more leads, and you'll get more closes. I was never the best closer, closing the date, if you know what I mean. But I could get the most dates. I could always open well, and I can give him some opening lines. And then, like, if it's opening, I can help him with that. If it's closing, that's not really my strength. Okay, closing, I could. I was not Mariano Rivera. I was like Benitez. I got some good closes. I got some terrible ones. But opening, I can get him opening lines all day.
Yeah, but if you've heard Mad Max, he's not struggling getting the numbers and talking to these ladies.
He did say he pulled 3 numbers, right?
Yes.
That's good. I mean, that's good. 1 number is good. 3 numbers in one night. That's really good. It's a good night.
I think we need to work with him on the messaging. He's gotta improve that to get the actual first date from there.
The other thing is, I've been married 14 years. I've been with my wife for 16. The follow-up text, I was still doing follow-up calls, right? Like the follow-up text, that's not really my game because that's
once you get the number, the way people now communicate in his generation is you send a text either that night, more likely the next day or the day after, and you make the, hey, it's great to meet you. Are you free for drinks at this place wherever they go at his college? I don't know.
You are free for drinks, right? Like any salesman, builds value in yourself. I have time to take you out for one drink, then I'm meeting up with friends. Let's go here. Do you have time for drinks? No, it's like, do you want to buy the car? No, I don't want to buy the car, right? Like a salesman, a car salesman will never say, the car's $42,518. Would you like to buy the car? He'll say the car's $42,518. Here's my managing office.
Yes, but if Mad Max just said,
close the deal,
sure.
Assume value.
If he just said, hey, drinks Tuesday, right? Like, I think that also, I don't think we need to overcomplicate it here. If he got the number, they had a great conversation. The next step is just to get the first date scheduled. If she's interested,
go for the instant close. I got time for one drink, then I'm meeting up with friends. There's a bar right here. Let's check out the menu, see if there's anything good. Come with me.
Yeah, but the instant close in college doesn't always work because you're out with friends. She was at the Halloween party in this particular example. That doesn't work. That's why I want him to focus on the first date.
Yeah, if the immediate close looks available, like this could be a home run, then go for the close. If not, she's a little more subtle. She's not as easygoing. Maybe she doesn't go to Hofstra. Then get the number and then build on it from that. But read the situation. Is she looking to close?
I don't know. I wasn't with Mad Max.
The sexuality, raise the heat a little bit. See how she responds to it.
I think he's in a spot where if he's getting numbers, I think he'll be able to go on some dates here, and that's the next step for him. We don't need to overthink this. He just needs to go on the first date.
It's like a sales job. The more numbers you get, the more dates you get, the more closes you get. So start at the top, right? Like, I'm not a good-looking guy like that. I can't just get a date and close a chick. I gotta put the work in. I gotta build value. So get as many numbers as you can. It's all a numbers game. If you get 10 numbers, you'll get 1 close for sure.
So I think Mad Max is in a good spot. I think he's doing okay, Gary. I'll relay your advice to him though. Don't worry.
All right. If he's on next time, let me talk. Let's see where he's getting hung up. You're probably right. It's probably somewhere in going for the close. Is he coming on too strong? Is he Is he asking like too many questions? Is he making the date sound like a job interview? Let's see where he's going wrong.
I think
Black Gypsy, I'll be the starter. You can get someone else to close. They're better closers than me. I'm acknowledging there are better closers than me, but for starting, I'm your starting pitcher.
Amanda's calling in next time Mad Max calls in. She says enough of this nonsense.
But this is like, I'm not trying to like, I would never take games.
Ralphie says my wife went to Hofstra. Now she hates Gary too.
When did she graduate? Do I know her?
Big fella says Mad Max is doing just fine. Let him go at his speed. Well, his speed, I mean, we know what that speed is like.
That might be too fast, right? I forgot what I was going to say. But no, Amanda, like getting game advice from women, I don't think is a good idea because how many women has Amanda hit on and closed? Probably zero, right? So why are you taking advice on how to hit on girls, how to approach women from someone who's never done it? It's no offense to Amanda or any woman, but like you don't do that. That's not your position. Your position
says it's always great to take the advice of a half-concussed Xboxer, full-time gambler, and midwit.
Well, I was with you all the way till the end of that sentence. I don't know who you're talking about.
Webb says your lines equal a date with yourself. Have you ever gone on a date with yourself, Gary?
I've never gone on a date with myself. No. I mean, no, I've never taken myself on a date.
You never dine out alone?
I'm okay. You guys say, well, what kind of drink do you like? Well, you look pretty today. And it's like none of this, like
I don't think he's saying that to these ladies.
A woman, it's gotta be man to woman, right? Women are attracted to masculinity. Make sure the conversation is man to woman. Don't talk to her like she's one of your friends, and don't talk to her like girl talk. Man to woman. I'm interested in you. I'm talking to you. I want to see where this goes. It's man to woman.
Did you just wait a second? Did you just assume gender?
I did. I assuredly assume gender.
How do you know it's a woman you're talking to?
I could be fooled. That would not be a good thing. I mean, you could. You're right. I mean, I guess you have to find that out the hard way. If she's that, if he or whatever is that good of it, pretending, you might find out the hard way. Hopefully, there is an Adam's apple or something, or hands that indicates he's a man.
Black Gypsy, Gary, would you date yourself or fall for your own lines?
I'm not a woman. Like men and women go for different things. Men are visual, right? That's why men watch porn. Women like to feel things. That's why they read romance novels. They're intrigued by different things. Men and women are very, very different, right? Like I'm not a good-looking guy. I can pull chicks because I know how to talk to them. A chick that's not that good-looking is going to have less opportunities. It's just this. For guys, looks help. They certainly help. They don't really matter. They really don't.
What do you think the biggest thing that matters?
Confidence. It's all confidence. Like it's all how you build value in yourself. Like if you have no value and if you have no confidence and you can't approach a woman or you can't talk to a woman, it's not going to get you anywhere. It helps to have confidence and be good looking and to have money. But we all know someone who's got a ton of money, who's good looking, who can't close any chicks. And then we all have a friend who's fat and lazy and unemployed who closes chicks all the time. It's all confidence. That's all it is. Chicks dig confidence. Just be confident. And if you're not confident, just fake it till you make it. Just act like a confident person, and eventually you will be. You know, like you think Derek Jeter goes into a bar and says, "Hey, I played shortstop for the Yankees, World Series MVP," or do you think he just assumes those women want to be with him? Which one do you think?
I've never been out at a bar with Derek
If
Jeter,
you had to guess, Derek Jeter goes into a woman, "Hey, I'm Derek Jeter. I was MVP of the World Series. I played shortstop for the Yankees. I have millions of dollars." Or do you think he just goes in there knowing every girl in there wants to be with Derek Jeter? Which one do you think he is?
I don't think it's either one. I don't think he ever has used that pickup line to get ladies. And I don't think he walks into the bar being like, they all want me right away.
You don't think Derek Jeter or Tom Brady or Alex Rodriguez or Cristiano Ronaldo walks into a bar knowing every woman that wants him? You don't
Maybe, but you're picking the extreme.
But that's what, act like him. Act as if you're Derek Jeter or Tom Brady.
But not everyone's Derek Jeter or Tom Brady.
You don't have to be. You just have to build value. Look, are you going to close as many women as Derek Jeter? Probably not. Okay. But you can still close a lot more if you go in the confidence that you are Derek Jeter. That is the value that you're offering.
See, the
all
thing with
how
you, Gary, is
approach it.
you make good points, but you're always so extreme. If your point is that Mad Max needs to be confident when he's talking to women, yes, I agree. But like, you take it too far when you're like, you do like the extreme of like, oh, you think Derek Jeter walks in there? It's like, I'm Derek Jeter. Like you go so far.
I'm saying Jeter knows he's going to get any chick in there. He knows that.
Yes.
Pretty much. 99.999, right? Okay, walk in there thinking that you're going to close 99, even if it's not
Good point by
true,
Ted.
even if-
Can Justin Fields act like Tom Brady tomorrow?
on the field. Fake it till you make it, right? And I believe in confidence for quarterbacks. Like the one thing I said Zach Wilson, I liked about Zach Wilson was that he was confident. He wasn't very good at football, but he kept slinging the ball around, right? Like Justin Fields is afraid to throw the ball now. Just a lack of confidence. Don't be afraid to sling the ball around, Max. Like if you get picked up, you get picked up. Who cares? Like you're in college. There's 20-year-old chicks all over the place. Just go hit another one and see what works and what doesn't. I can help you with lines I don't even call them lines, but just opens to get you in, to separate you from the other 10,000 guys in your university. Did we figure out where he went to school?
Someone in the chat probably knows. I forget. He said it.
All right. Like next time he's on, let's see where if he got 3 numbers in one night, that's a good sign. That's a good start.
I think he'll be okay, Gary. I'm excited for you two to discuss this further.
All right. Sounds good, Jake.
All right, Gary. You have a great evening.
All
and
right.
If you hit on any women, let us know how it goes, okay?
I'm happily married. I'm not hitting on women anymore.
All right.
Who wanna fly with them?
What a segment with Gary, huh? And it all started because he forgot he was on hold. Classic. Renzel. He's like, I want to enter the raffle. Then he's like, how to do it. It's amazing. I only explain multiple times every show how to do it and run a poll that details it. But Renzel couldn't figure it out, but he eventually did. And he is in. He says, JJ Jersey, Mad Max is the man. You're in for 2, Renzel. Good luck. Spencer Green says, AG 2026 Coach of the Year. What a way to get in, Spencer. I hope you're right. Wagons Way. I believe this is Chuck Wagon, but I'm not sure if that's definitely his username. He gifted a membership he is in. Big fella says Mad Max is doing just fine. Just let him go at his speed. I read that one earlier. Mike wants to know my Chipotle order because he's traveling to the USA next year, and he's never had Chipotle. It has clearly gone downhill. It's just not what it once was. However, I always recommend you go half chicken, half steak because they'll give you the same amount of each so you can maximize your bowl. Brown rice, black beans. Me personally, I go sour cream, I go corn, I go cheese, I go guac. Get them to put the guac on first and then the cheese over it so it doesn't stick to the bowl, assuming you're getting a bowl. So good luck, Mike. I'd be happy to walk you through it next year when you're here. Matt L is in the house. He just gifted a membership. Matt L, you are in for 1, and your membership went to Renzel. So Renzel sent in a super chat. The algorithm immediately rewarded him with Matt L gifting him his own channel membership. Oregon Jets says, Jake, did you get me in the raffle? I did, Oregon. You didn't hear me go Sco Ducks? I shouted you out. Also, Renzel says, AG getting his stamp win tomorrow night. $50 with anyone who want to bet. I will take that bet immediately, Renzel. $50. All right. I will send you $50 Venmo or Zelle if the Jets win tomorrow night. I will owe Spencer Green $600. I will owe you $50. You tell me if the bet is on. I'm in. But if the Jets lose, you got to gift memberships now with that money for the community. Love it. You tell me if that bet is on. $50. All right. We got to end this show. While the Asmaniac Power Ranking video played for 27 minutes, I took a shower and I got ready for a night out. So thank you to Gator and the committee for making that video quite lengthy. But right now it is time for a raffle.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac Raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Oh, here we go, folks. Someone is going to win a signed jersey by Jets legend. Current player. He's a legend in my mind. Jermaine Johnson. If you don't win, well, guess what? You're in the weekly raffle. You might win on Tuesday. Good luck to everyone. You guys are the best. But only one can win right now. and the wheel will determine who that winner is. Your winner is, of course it is, the great Janice. Janice, you're the best. Give her a Jet chant, people. Let's go. Janice, Jet. Janice is on quite the roll. She won a Wayne Corbett signed jersey, a Wayne Corbett signed football. Those happen to be, Wayne happens to be her favorite player. And guess what? She just won a signed Jermaine Johnson jersey. So Janice, props to you. Thanks for gifting 20 memberships earlier. We will get that jersey ordered and sent out to you this week. I want to thank everyone who tuned in. Reminder, on the channel tomorrow, there'll be an interview with Wayne Corbett that you could watch. We will have comprehensive coverage in the morning with Matt O'Leary, in the afternoon with Dylan Terriman, and a post-game show right after this game tomorrow night. So be on the lookout for that, because we could go into the wee hours of the morning. But if we're going to do that, can it be a win? Is that possible? I don't know. Either way, looking forward to it. Everyone enjoy your evening. Let's go Knicks. Best team in basketball. Hottest team in the East. I'll talk to you guys soon. Go Jets. And again, thanks to everyone who watches this wild show. Enjoy this one on your way out.
I'm gonna do my silly dance, cuz yeah, I'm built like shit. We'll have a quarterback playing. Rich has all the answers. So you should act dictionary. Our team is lurking.
Oh, hi. Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane. And if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go Jets.